rising, everyone. Oh, my camera's still too high. Welcome back to Coffee Talk with Karen B. It is Moonday, June 20th, 2022. And I do believe today is the summer solstice. Now, it does vary from location to location what day the summer solstice is, but I do believe in my location today is the day. Let's take a look. Let's see, where is the... I want to see the sun and moon. Here we go. Sun and moon. Let's go to screen share. All right. So, moon is about 50%. I think we're waning right now, I do believe. Yeah, 57% waning. And let's see. Why is this looking different? Oh, here we go. Full month sun. Here we go. This is what I want to see. So we're looking at the day length here. Sunrise, sunset times first. Then it has the day length. And you can see it's getting longer and longer and longer. The 20th and the 21st, actually, those 2 days are the same day length. Look at that, 14:32 and 13 seconds. And here on the 20th, 14 hours, 32 minutes, and 13 seconds. And this says it for the 21st, it's the time difference is less than a second. So 20th to 21st is the summer solstice. 20th, longest day by less than a second today in my area. So, I gotta wonder though, does this vary as much as the equinox does? That's a good question. I just decided to ask myself, does the time variation for the solstice vary as much as the equinox? I don't know. Haven't done that comparison. But it would be interesting to see. Maybe we can talk about that. Let me just say hello to my people who have joined me here. Gregory May. Oh, I'm saying hi to Rockfin first. Gregory May, good to see you. Hope you're feeling better. Don't Follow Crumb. Sourdy. Energy Bear. Banked Stromsness. Wow, that's a hard name to say. I hope I didn't completely destroy that. Psyop within a Psyop. Artist Seer, good to see you, Mari. Cold Brews. And Rob Cleveland. And hello, Arlette Wage. Thank you for the tip. Good to see you. So I'll come over here and say hi to y'all over on YouTube. I know last week I had the whole show on YouTube. Today I'm probably going to cut it off early. Brian Stavely, Michael O'Rourke, Special K, Thunder Chicken, Mike D for Life, Mr. Oak Ill 246, Christophe Fournier, Matrix 1, Jason Starr, Billingtano, Mojo Shop, Will, DITRH. Hi from Fire Island, very flat out here. Fire Island? Mary Quite. Good to see you. Happy summer morning to you too as well. Bex, good to see you. Jay, it's calendared to be tomorrow. However, I agree the summer solstice is today. It can move from the 19th to the 23rd. Yeah. It would have to vary as much, right? I agree, Shauna, it would have to. But I've only really scrutinized that with the equinoxes. I haven't done it with the solstice, so maybe that might be something we can do today. Wanderer of the Zone, plain and simple, inhuman ways, and good times for all. Hi, Zach. Good to see you. Bex, on Rockfin as well. And Tom Etchison, thank you, sir, for the tip. Appreciate your support. Okay, so, let's see here. So, I would like to pick a different location for, let's see. Search for city or place. What's a good location that is totally different from mine? Has to be a different latitude. Maybe, let's try somewhere in Mexico. How about Mexico City? If I could type Mexico City. Let's look at more sun and moon in Mexico City. Next 7 days. Full month sun. Now they show you just the next 7 days, and instead of just showing you the full month right away, you have to click an extra step. Whenever I've gone to time and date previously, you just had to click on sun and moon and it will show you the full month. Now it's got an extra click, but whatever. Okay, so check it out. Let's see. Mexico City. Let's go down to the 20th. 13, 18, 12. 13, 18, 12. Well, for them, it's the same 2 days as well. See, the equinox is a little bit different. It varies quite a bit more. How about, let's try, this is interesting because I feel like this is definitely giving me, I already feel like I'm getting different results than when I look at the, let's see, let's try another place. Let's try New York. New York. Time zone in New York. Sun and moon. Let's see. We'll just go for, let's just go for New York City. 7 days. Full month sun. Let's check it out. All right, so day length is the longest here as well for New York. Same 2 days. Now, I don't know that this should necessarily vary as much as the equinox, because think about it. The equinox is, the sun is literally in motion. It's traveling from south of the equator to north of the equator. It's literally actively in motion. So maybe not. Maybe then once it gets to where it is sitting on top of one of the tropics, which is what this summer solstice is the sun sitting on the Tropic of Cancer at its northernmost point of its path. So maybe it is the same. It doesn't vary as much, actually. Now that I'm seeing, this is great. But think about it, though. This would be another proof that we don't live on a ball, because if we did, and it went the way it did, do you think that the solstice would fall in the same time for everybody? Because think about it, the sun is now hanging around on that inner circle, like it's at its northernmost point, and it's going to hang out there, and then it's going to start going back the other way, ever so slowly. But when it's crossing the equator, I feel like it's a much more drastic movement. You know what I mean? Which just, in my opinion, lends itself to more proof that we don't live on a ball like they say. Check Hawaii or Ascension Island. Okay. Man, I'm down. Let's try it. Let's check it out. Let's see. Hawaii? Hawaii? Let's see. Okay, so, God, they changed their site, so every time I do this, I'm like, where do I click to find the date times? So let's just go, we'll just do, like, Honolulu, I guess. Honolulu is on the island of Oahu. Okay, that's fine. Where is the sun and moon? Here we go. Full month sun. And where are we looking at now? Wait, see, okay, we're at Hawaii. Look at the curve. It's different. All right, let's check out Hawaii. Day length, 1325.52. Yeah, it's the same. Longest day for Hawaii, too. Longest day for Hawaii. Let's try Alaska, because they're pretty far north. We'll try that. Alaska. We'll go ahead and go with Juneau, Alaska, because it's the capital. Well, it's kind of... Let's do another place. Let's do... not Juneau. Let's think... what's the name of a place in Alaska? God, I don't even know names of cities other than Juneau in Alaska. Oh, let's just pick one here. Kodiak. Where's Kodiak? There we go. That's a good place. We'll try Kodiak. Sun and moon. Sunrise, sunset. Here we go. Okay, so... wow, look at how long their day is. 18 hours. 18 hours and 6 minutes 59. Yeah, same for Alaska. That's the 20th is also their longest day. This is really interesting, y'all, don't you think? Because when we look at the equinox numbers, they vary quite a bit. Like, by quite a bit. So, I think this is great. This is a great, well, in my opinion, this is just more proof that the Earth is not a ball like they say it is. Because the solstice doesn't vary anywhere near as much as the equinox does. And it totally makes sense to me that that's the case, because like I said, during the equinox, that's when the sun is actively traversing the equator, and it makes sense that varies more, right? Equal day and night everywhere. But the longest day and night everywhere, it's the same. What's up with that? Alaska, same longitude as Hawaii. Yeah. But I find that interesting. I don't know about you. I mean, as someone who, like, I pretty much started my flat earth journey, like, scrutinizing the sun and how it works and everything. The sun, as if there's only one. I don't even think there's one sun anymore. And it's not even a physical object. I just feel like it's just it's a thing that we are able to perceive because we are made to perceive it. If that makes any sense. But that's interesting. I find it odd, the summer solstice for us, the sun doesn't die for 3 days, it just peaks and falls. Right. It, like, comes and hangs out here. And the fact that those 2 days, like the 20th and the 22nd, are almost identical in length, it's like it's differing by less than a second. So the 20th and the 21st, both of those days are essentially the same length. So how could that happen in the heliocentric model? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Minneapolis, Minnesota, 5:26 a.m. to 9:03 p.m., 15 hours, 36 minutes. Yeah. Isn't that funny too how if you look at the times, they what was I going to say? If you look at the times, the further north you are, the longer the day is. And the closer you are to the equator, the shorter your day is on the summer solstice. Right? And this makes sense too because the sun is closer to the north. It's sitting on the Tropic of Cancer. It's still kind of weird though. This is where, let me see if I can find this map. All right. So you guys know about this map? Why aren't my transitions working? There it goes. Anyway, so you guys know about this map? The Ferguson map, how it kind of makes it look like a bowl. And then in the center, there's like, on the, what would be considered the northern hemisphere or inside the equator circle, it shows it going up. I don't necessarily know that this is true. Obviously, we don't know what it looks like, but if you know about the shape of a magnetic field and how it works, this might actually could be a possibility. I know it's not saying it. This is not flat or concave or convex. It's kind of a little bit of both of all of it. But if the sun is up hanging around this line right here, it kind of makes sense that all these places would have a longer day, right? And that these places would have a shorter day. But again, I don't know. No curvature has been measured in any direction, although obviously we're looking for the curvature related to a spherical ball Earth, this thing. You know, so this, if we were to measure curvature, it certainly wouldn't match the ball, and it wouldn't match, you know, it could look flat depending on where you're taking a measurement on this Earth. I mean, not that I'm saying this is what it is, because this is really crazy looking, but I mean, you know, who knows? We never know. You don't know. It's fun to think about at any rate. Concave verse is retarded as globes. I agree. I spent 8 months gathering data on the sun and no less now. I do not get it. I know, Zach. I know. The lights in the sky are very perplexing. The whole freaking sky. Everybody kind of singles out the moon as like the moon is such a mystery. Dude, the whole fucking thing is a mystery. We don't understand any of it. We don't know what the stars are. We don't know what the sun is. We don't know what the planets are. We call these things, and we give them names and we describe them and we know how they move and shit, but we don't know what they are. We have no freaking idea. The whole sky is a complete and utter mystery, and it will probably remain that way for the foreseeable future. But it is fun to look at it. It is fun to think about it and explore it, you know, and sort of discuss it. Hi, Musicians for Truth. Good to see you. But, you know, the whole sky is a mystery. Anybody who's going to sit here and try to tell you that they know what the sky is or how high it is or anything about anything in the sky, liars. They don't know. We don't know. I see tiny white lights moving across the sky at high speed with no sound all the time. I know, me too, Sherry. Actually, I have a lot of P900 video with those little things flying around in the clouds. Let me see if I can find this one picture that I took. But man, there for a while I was definitely taking a lot of video and stuff of the sky with my P900, just random stuff. And dude, I've got lots of video with those things, little white orbs flying around in the video. Especially during the eclipse. Like my video of the eclipse, if anybody's watched my eclipse video of the 2017 Great North American Eclipse, whatever, blah blah blah, that was August of 2017. That video has tons of freaking orbs in it. And they're flying all over the place. They change direction. Like, it's crazy. I'll see if I can find it. Anyway, I did take a picture of this object in the clouds. And then I sent it. Do you guys remember Mike Helmick, who passed earlier this year? Rest in peace, Mike Helmick, who did the augmented reality videos and stuff. Anyway, I chatted with him every now and then. He was a really nice guy. Anyway, I showed him this picture and he was like, "What?" Oh, here it is. I found it. This is the original picture. Let me see. Am I sharing my screen? No. Okay, let me share my screen again. Check this out. So I was taking these pictures. Well, maybe I should just make it all screen share so that it's bigger. There we go. Okay, so check it out. I took this picture. This is a picture I took of the P9 with my P900 of the clouds. Check this out. So there's a little dot here. There's one here. Look at this little orb thing. These are just in the sky randomly. Okay? This is just me looking at the clouds and taking pictures. And like, I can't see this stuff when I'm taking the pictures. This is just things that I noticed after. You know, you can only see it when you actually look at the picture after the fact. So there's that one in this picture. There's actually two. The second one is crazy. This is the one that had Mike Helmick tripping out. Look, there's another little orb right there. But check this out. Let me see if I can find. Look at this thing. What is that? What is that, you guys? This thing was flying in the clouds. And I never saw it while I was taking the picture. But look at this. And it's almost like a little toroidal field looking thing. Let me see if I can find the picture that, because I sent that picture to Mike Helmick and he was like, "What?" And he altered it. Let me see. And did some stuff to change how it looked. Let me see if I can find where he messed with my picture. But this right here, like, I've got tons of pictures like this, but this one in particular just is such a trip. Like, what is that flying around in the clouds? Let me see if where's the other picture, the altered one? I'm sorry. I wasn't really thinking to pull this out, so I'm having to go look and like dig it out. But what is that? What is that? Actually, I could just, maybe what I should just do is just take it into Photoshop right now, and we'll just freaking tweak it right here. This picture is from 2018, February 28th, 2018. I'm gonna open it in Photoshop. No, that's not the one I wanted to open. Hold on. 1089. Ah. Aha. I think I found the one where Mike Helmick altered it as well. No, I did not. Nope, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Okay, where am I at? Do I have... Do I have... Ah, yes I do. Still have it. Check this out. Oh, I gotta read. Photoshop. All right, check it out. So let me close this. I'll go to Photoshop. Okay, so where is it? Okay, there's the object. Let's see, there's a few different things we can mess with here. Let's see. Mess with exposure. Okay, that's not the one I want. Levels. Look at that. That's so crazy. It's like got an energy field around it or something. What freaking thing did he use? Let me see. Because for NASA images and stuff, you can expose a lot of stuff just by adjusting levels. Although this is not NASA. This is not a doctored image. This is an actual photograph, so it's a little different. Way easier to find shit in NASA pictures. Let's try, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. How about invert? But look at this. Look at it, how it looks like a little squished toroidal field. This is what's really funny about it. So you've got the hyperbola in the center, and then you have the donut ring going around it on the outside. And obviously that's not a bird. I don't know what it is, but this is the kind of crazy stuff that you always find in videos. That's Iron Man. It is like a UFO. I mean, it is. It's a unidentified aerial phenomenon. But here's the thing, though. It's like, this isn't a huge thing. These things are like super small. Well, I don't know. I guess I can't really tell you how big they are because they're up in the clouds. But look, there's one back here. And then there's also, where was another one? Where was it? Oh, where is it? Oh, right there. This little one right here. Look at that. Isn't that weird? And you know what's funny too is I was just watching a video, an older video that was done by Sean Griffin, who's Kingdom in Context, and he has a video thing that they were doing. It's a Foo Fighter. Yeah. Well, and he was talking about like how they describe these ancient flying machines in ancient text, and they describe them as flying saucers, and how they use the sunlight. They use the sunlight to either glow or turn dark to hide themselves. And that these things have been around, you know, for as long as we know. And then they were talking about how, you know, that they were able to transport people. But they're called, what was he calling it? He was calling it, let me see if I can bring some stuff up about it, because it's super interesting. Let me see if I can find it. But he was talking about how in these ancient Vedic texts, they describe flying machines, and they have pictures of them and glyphs and all these old buildings and stuff. Vimana, that's what they're called. Vimana. Let me see if I can find. Here we go. So I'll shut off. Let me shut that off. Okay, so Vimana. Mythological flying palaces or chariots described in Hindu text and Sanskrit epics. The Pushpaka Vimana of Ravana is the most quoted example of a Vimana. Vimana means starship. The ancient Vedic texts of India describe the great ships of the highly advanced worlds as being able to travel through time and space. Everything you need is aboard, including the beauty of nature, celestial music, and most of all, great wisdom. Of course, these are just, you know, old stories from India and stuff, but ancient aircraft of God. So here you have this old picture here where it's like showing an old civilization with flying machines in the air. In ancient times, it was universally affirmed that the human species was a gift from the gods, whether in Egypt, Mesopotamia, Israel, Greece, blah blah blah. The famous Hindu epic poem, the Mahabharata, dating back to 4000 BC, tells of fantastic flying machines used by the gods referred to as chariots of the gods, chariots of the sun, and mechanical birds. These vehicles are described with great detail, which implies that they were witnessed by the scribes of India and documented so that other people can understand. By reading them with contemporary understanding of technology, we can see how the ancient Indians were describing UFOs and airplanes in primitive terms they understood. Flying chariots carrying the gods in it is an exact description of the flying saucers used by advanced alien beings, blah, blah, blah. Now, obviously, if you're a flat earther, or if you don't believe in the globe earth, or if you question the globe earth, having alien visitors from far away distances, like light years away, that's a fantasy, right? Total fantasy. However, you know, it could just be a cover-up and a lie, a twist on the story, just like they've done with so many other things to hide the truth, because there has to be some truth. There has to be some bit of truth in there to get people hooked into it, because if there's absolutely no truth, you know, your being is going to know that, or at least you should. If you're not completely dead asleep and completely brainwashed, you're going to know that there's something not right, right? And I feel like the majority of people still have that little voice inside them that can tell them, I don't know about that. But, you know, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I know. Because, so there could have been these things, and of course they're going to put their, you know, ancient alien greater civilization, they're smarter than you and could destroy you in a minute, you're just an insignificant stupid human on a rock floating in space story attached to it, just to keep us down, to keep us mentally retarded. Mentally, that's literally what all this stuff does. It keeps you mentally retarded. Now, retarded does not refer to a disabled child or a disabled person. Retarded literally means slow. It means it is slowing your development. It's slowing your learning. It's slowing your advancement. It's slowing your ascension. You know, this stuff really does literally retard us. So, you know, I think it's, you know, this is all stuff that we have to kind of look back at. Maybe, you know, I don't even know. And sort of too, the other side of this is that, I see a cigar. Wait, bro. Never see any wings either. Yeah, my camera can take video. It's a P900. It takes video. Thank you, Bex, for the tip. But I was taking video and pictures that day, but I only noticed that thing in some of the pictures I was taking. Anyone know how much it costs to convert a P900 into infrared? Bex, it's free. It's free. There are some video tutorials on how to convert your P900 into an infrared. Basically, all you're doing is you have to get into the inside of the camera. I have my P900 right here. But you have to get inside the camera, and what you're doing to make it infrared, okay, because all camera sensors, when they're made, if they don't have any filter on them, they all take in all types of light, infrared, right? Okay, so what you have to do is you have to go in and you have to take the filter off the camera lens so that it can let the infrared light in. Isn't that funny? All infrared is taking a part out, not adding a part in. And they charge you more for it. Why? Why do you guys think? Why do you guys think it's so expensive to have an infrared camera when the damn thing is got less parts in it than a real camera? So you have to go in and you have to remove the filter for it to become an infrared camera, and it will start to let in all that light. Because what you're doing, most cameras have a filter over them so that it filters the infrared out. So you just see like we see with our eyeballs. So it's actually free to turn it. Okay, I came up with $250. Well, maybe, okay. Well, I guess if you pay somebody to do it, they're going to charge you money for the time and the labor to do it. But there is a there are video tutorials you can find to do it yourself if you are technically inclined. Me personally, I would do it myself because that's just the way that I do. That's just the way I work on my computers. I refurbished my first computer. I've upgraded my second, I do that stuff. I refurbished my mom's laptop. So for me personally, I would take the time and I will go in and I will do it myself. But if you don't feel technically adept enough to do that and you feel like you might mess up your camera, then you might have to pay somebody to do it. But you can do it yourself if you are if you feel so inclined. If you are technically adept, you can do it. Spirit orbs, yeah. I don't know if this is the same thing, though. If those are spirit orbs. But you know what, though? I don't know. There's also a lot of people, and this is funny, in the cryptid circle, Bigfooters, people who are into Sasquatch and all that stuff, and the people who talk about all of the strange things that happen surrounding Bigfoot, because there's a lot of strange things that happen associated with Bigfoot, and a lot of people are stuck on they're a cryptid, or they're a relic hominid, they're the missing link, they're just big apes, they're the evolutionary link between apes and humans. All of that is complete and utter bullshit. They are completely their own species, they're their own race, they are highly intelligent, and they are able to do things that we cannot. Why? I don't know, because they're different types of beings. Maybe because we have been so brainwashed and poisoned and mind-fucked that we have lost a lot of our abilities that we should have here in this realm. Yeah, the woo factor, exactly. They call it the woo. Because it's woo-woo, and people are just like, oh, that's creepy, that's just weird, I don't want to talk about that, Because they disappear and they reappear. They can make themselves visible to you at any time, or they can make themselves invisible. And I've seen it myself, and I don't care if anybody believes me, and I don't care if you don't believe me. I know what I saw some crazy shit. It didn't make any sense. But there's a lot of people who've seen orbs associated with Bigfoots, myself included. I have seen light orbs in the woods. I've walked out of my house and I've heard what to me sounded like a large being taking a couple of steps, and then I saw orbs fly off into the woods. I don't know what that is. I can't tell you definitively what that was, but weird shit happens. And orbs are always associated with these things, and if you think about it, it makes sense. What is a toroidal field but the shape of an orb, right? It's a point of energy. So maybe these things are able to convert themselves into the purest form of energy, and that's how they travel. I don't know. I tried to convert my DITRH says I tried to convert my P900, but it was too complicated and delicate for me, so I paid to have it done. Is it because I am Jewish? Yeah. No, I get it. Oh, I am in a woo area, Mary. You are not kidding, because I lived in California my entire life. And I never had any Bigfoot experiences, and that's where Bigfoot got its name, from Willow Creek. And that's where the most famous video is taken, the Patterson-Gimlin film. Okay, and I never had any experiences. I did have a couple of friends who said they went camping, and they said that they freaked out because they heard something walking in the woods that was bipedal, and they were when they were talking about it, they're like, no, really, it was. And they were camping in the Tahoe forest, and we were laughing because these guys used to smoke lots of weed and do whatever, and we just thought, oh, you guys were just all fucked up, right? But no, they were like, no, there was something there, and their eyes got all big. And you know, when certain people talk about their experiences, you could tell they're like, no, I don't care what you say, there was some shit going on. Well, you know, I never had anything like that in California. I didn't have anything like that happen until I moved out to oh gosh, you guys don't want to look at that, do you? I never had anything like that until I moved here to North Carolina. And then it was crazy. It was like the freaking I don't know what happened. Although I did move out here in 2011, and 2011, 2012, it's like a big rift in reality opened up, right? It was like major awakening time. You know, 2012, the veil thinned, it lifted. Something happened and the veil became thinner. Like that separation between the physical and the metaphysical seemed to become a lot thinner. Right? So I just started, once I moved out here, I just started having tons of experiences with Bigfoot. I mean, just tons. I've heard them talking. I've seen them shake trees. I've smelled them. I've got their footprints. I've got pictures of footprints in my backyard. Like, to me, I consider myself a knower. Those things exist. I don't care what anybody says. I don't 100% know what they are. I don't think they're bad because I've never felt threatened or scared or anything like that whenever I was having any sort of interaction. They've never done anything to try to scare me. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. Jewish, not Jewish. Yeah. What does a Bigfoot smell like, Lowry? Well, I'll tell you. The first time I smelled Bigfoot, it smelled like the filthiest, dirtiest, raunchiest, wet dog smell. You know how when you get a really, really dirty dog, and then you get the dog wet, and the dog just reeks like bad? That's what it smelled like. But like worse and more intense and intrusive than you could ever imagine. That was the first time I smelled a Bigfoot, and I had gone out. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I had this dog that we had rescued. It was a boxer. I don't have this dog anymore, but I had taken her outside to go for her last potty for the night. And usually what she would do is she would walk around the perimeter of the yard and pee on the tree line, as dogs love to pee on the tree line for some reason. For some reason. And this particular night, she just froze and was like just looking in the woods. And I was like, what are you doing, dog? Like, that was so weird, right? And so then I look in the woods and I'm like, why won't you go? And I'm like pulling her and she won't move. And then I hear 2 steps inside the woods, like crunch, crunch. And I'm like, what the fuck is in the woods? Right? And then as soon as I had that thought, and I go, and then this smell just filled the air. Here's the thing. It was like on and off, because at first I didn't smell it, right? And I take the dog out and it's just like a normal evening. And then the dog freezes, starts staring into the woods. And then I hear those 2 steps, and then like a switch went off. The whole place just smelled like intense wet dog. Like super stenchy, intense, wet dog. No, it wasn't a stag, because I've come across deer. I come across deer all the time in my area. You know what happens when you come across a deer? They freaking split. They run. They bolt. Even if you don't see them. Like, I've come across deer. I didn't even know they were there. I wasn't even looking at it. I just got too close for comfort because it was hiding and I didn't see it, and they bolt. So I don't think it was a stag, especially because of the two huge footsteps that I heard, and then the intense, crazy smell that just turned on. And then I was like, and then I got this like this whole intense like fear went over me, because at that point I had never experienced anything like that. So that was probably the first time that I felt scared, because I was like, what's in the woods? What is that sound? What is that smell? What the fuck? And so I took the dog and went back in the house, and yeah, that was the first time I ever had an experience. But nothing bad happened. I will say nothing bad happened. But I'm telling you, I don't think it was a bear. No, it wasn't a bear, because bears live in the mountains and bears are very, very rarely seen in my area. Nope. I just don't think so. But I don't know. But I'm telling you, it took two huge steps. Crunch, crunch. And then like the next day I went into, because it wasn't at this house. This is at the house I lived at across the street. And like, it's a smaller house, and there was a house right next door. And then in between the two houses is a little like half-acre lot that's full of trees, right? So it was just between mine and my neighbor's house. This isn't like a huge swath of woods. It wasn't like I was deep in the woods. I wasn't in the deep, it was just like, there's the road. I mean, all this happened like 40 feet off the main road. This isn't like some deep woods area. So, I don't know, man. And then, okay, so that I believe was a male Bigfoot, because when I was in the group, in all the discussions in the Bigfoot groups that I'm in, when they talk about that, a lot of people have smelled that smell and associated with having interactions with Bigfoot. So the general consensus is that is the smell of an adult male Bigfoot. That big, nasty, wet dog smell. Now, another time, I had a completely different experience with smelling a Bigfoot. This one's kind of a trip, and you guys are going to think this is funny. But it's true. I swear, I don't care what anybody says. 100% happened. It's real. I was in this house where I live now with the bigger woods around me, right? And I was in the backyard, and it was the dead of winter. Dead of winter. This is years ago, maybe like 5 years ago. And so I had my dog Remy, and we're out late at night, last potty walk again, right? We're outside, and like I said, dead of winter, nothing in bloom, everything dormant, no leaves on the trees. The only thing that it smells like in the dead of winter in my backyard is dirt, just straight up dirt. It smells like dirt. So this particular night, I took my dog, we're walking around the woods, we get near the wood line, and no really strange behavior in particular from my dog, but I was standing back there and it just smelled like dirt, like just dirt. And then in the late at night, you guys, late at night, 10:30, 11 p.m. again, hard dark, middle of winter, cold, nothing in bloom. I'm standing back there and I started to smell, again, like a switch went off, the most beautiful, tropical, floral flower smell. Like if you see those beautiful, gorgeous flowers and then you smell them and they smell absolutely divine, like that real floral, like true flower smell, not the yucky perfume smell that makes you want to fucking sneeze and puke and all that stuff. I'm talking about legitimate, beautiful, gorgeous tropical flowers that have a beautiful smell, and you put them in your face and you go, and you're like, that is like the most beautiful smell ever. I smelled that in the middle of winter, hard dark, at night, and I was like, that smells like, what is that? What is that? I mean, it was fascinating. This is fascinating to me. Don't you guys? I mean, I feel like this is fascinating. So, I mean, it just smelled like gorgeous, beautiful flowers. And I just thought, that is just the weirdest thing. And this particular night, I didn't hear anything really, or at least I don't remember hearing anything significant. And then I just walked around the yard, letting the dog finish his business. And then I came back to that area and it smelled again, just like wet dirt. Like the smell had completely gone away. Just like I'm telling you, it's like a switch. They can turn it off and on. I don't know what that is, but it blows my mind. So anyway, that's my experience with smelling Bigfoot. Now, when I went and described that, I saw another woman in the group who had the same experience as far as like smelling the flowers. And so the people are tending to think that the females put off the floral smell and the males put off the wet dog smell. Now, is that 100% fact? I don't know. I have no idea. All I can tell you is what happened and what I experienced at those times. And you guys can take from that what you want. You know, all I can do is talk about my experiences, and then you guys can just, you know, take it for what it is. Bigfoot could, yeah, I think Bigfoot does have a connection to orbs, especially because I have seen them in their cloaked form, right? I've seen them, I think I've caught flashes of them in like a physical form, but I've never had like what they consider like a class A, I'm looking at a big hairy man with a face, you know, like I haven't had that. And I feel like they probably don't do that typically because it freaks people out. But I've seen flashes of them. I've seen them kind of here and there dipping in and out of the woods. But I have, for sure, seen them in their cloaked form, like a humanoid shape where you can't really see the form, but you can see like, and the only way to describe it is like the Predator. When the Predator types on his little thing and he becomes like cloaked, and then you can't see him, but you can see the outline of him, and you can see like light reflecting off of the shape of the Predator, and that's like how you know where it's at. That is exactly what it looks like when a Bigfoot is cloaked and is walking around. I saw it. I've seen it more than once. I've seen one video that I've seen. Well, one guy got it on video who actually lives in Tennessee. I would love to try to get that on video, but I mean, I don't even know how I ever would. But I mean, when Cammie came here, that one summer, her and I were standing out in the backyard, and the Bigfoots were making all kinds of racket. They were like not shaking the trees, but they were messing with the foliage. Like they were like, I can't even describe to you. So many weird things happen. And then we're just standing there, and I'm talking with Cammie, and I'm like, I can't believe how active it's like the woods come alive. Like I'm telling her, I'm sitting here talking to her, I'm like, I can't believe what we're experiencing right now. And then I look over her shoulder, and that's when I saw the form, like the bipedal form that was like clear, like you could kind of see through it, but you see the light reflecting around it, and it was like standing there, and it was like the body language of it was like excited, like it was like doing this, like I can't, it's so funny to me to even describe it, but I saw it there, and it was almost like it was so excited that for some reason they were all excited about Cammie and Cammie's energy being there, and then they were excited that we were acknowledging them, and then they were excited that we were like not freaked out, like we just thought it was the coolest thing, and they were just like, I can't, people, think I'm crazy, whatever. I don't really care. But, I know. Trees exude a wonderful scent in the winter. Not my trees. At my house in the winter, it smells like dirt. That smell, to this day, I've never smelled that smell again during the winter in my woods. I mean, and I'll put it this way. I've never smelled that smell at my house during the height of spring or summer when everything is in bloom. It doesn't smell like that here. Not even close. Yeah. I don't care if you don't believe it. I wasn't on drugs. I have put trail cams out, and I've never gotten pictures. A cloak like Predator. That's why I describe it like that, because it is like Predator. But it's not scary. And I feel like movies like Predator, they put features like that in the movie. Because then what? Then if you've seen Predator and then you go into the woods and you haven't had these experiences, or you don't know what any of this stuff is, or you don't know about Bigfoot and what they're capable of, or you've never even heard that conversation, and you go in the woods and you see something like that, what are you going to do? You're going to freak the fuck out. You're going to freak out. And you're going to think aliens are real. And you're going to think that they came here from another planet to hunt us. But they didn't. They didn't. That's not what it is. You know, this is just like the Vimanas, you know, where they describe the ancient flying machines. There's truth to these things, but they lie about it. They distort it. They cover the truth. They make you think it's something else so that you're afraid. So that you're afraid. And you don't understand the world around you. You know? That's just the way it is. Let me send you that picture, Gregory. Let's see. Anyway, so like we see these things flying in the sky, right? What is that? Is that us? Is it, are there humans behind that? Is it other creatures that we don't know? I don't know. Do you know about this map? The AE map? Yeah, what about the AE map? I like the AE map. I used to say, oh, the AE map can't be right. It can't, you know, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I don't know anymore. I feel like the AE map is pretty freaking close. It's really close, and I think it's good for what, you know, I think it's good for what we've got. And actually, I think that the map that we have it now, like I used to think that, for a long time I was thinking that the center of the map was pinched, like the part with the islands, like they scooped it out of the map and then pinched it closed, right? So that they're telling you that the 90th parallel is actually around where the real center is, so that like any navigation tool or anything that you use once you got up there, you would be like, oh yeah, I'm at the 90th parallel, because all of your instruments are telling you, but really you would not be anywhere near the actual true center of the earth. I guess it could still be that way, but I also feel like the islands that are in the center, they don't have to be that big, and there's enough space there that they could be there, and they could just be keeping people away from it. What do you guys think? What do you think? Lev Kung Fu Shaolin says, I've seen orbs in your stories fit with my research. I've seen dark shadow people and UFO. There are things that are unexplainable in this realm. Yeah. I believe Bigfoot have been here for hundreds, maybe thousands of years, and they're a great survivalist in my opinion. I think Bigfoots have been here as long as we have. However long that is, because I don't know. But I feel like they've been here just as long as us. Hi, National Memorial Gardens. Yeah. I think they've always been here. And it's just like everything else. They just tell you a lie about it. They lie about what it is so that you're afraid of it. You don't investigate it. Because here's my thing. I feel like if more people were open to the almost certain possibility, almost certainty, that there are other races of intelligent beings living here in this realm side by side with us, but they keep themselves separate from us. For what reason? You know what I mean? Like, let's have a little thought experiment. Why, if there were other intelligent races living in this realm side by side with us, what would be the purpose of them not communicating with us or hiding from us or keeping themselves separate from us? Could it be that some of us have become complete and total shitheads and are ruining this realm, and they're like, oh my god, screw those people. I don't want anything to do with any of them. And then how can you tell? Are they watchers? Maybe they are. That's a good question, Jason Starr. Maybe they could be watchers, like the watchers. I don't know. But I think that they definitely lie about it to keep you scared and to keep you ignorant and to retard you. Because I feel like if more people were open to it and weren't so scared or weren't so skeptical, or, you know, I feel like if there were more people trying to communicate with these other beings somehow, that maybe that line of communication could open up to some extent, and that I think we could learn a lot from them. I think we could learn a lot from them. What do they eat? We are ET food. Well, as far from what I've seen of Bigfoots, they eat the same stuff we do. Yeah. Right? Could it be that humans are not worth knowing? Well, see, I don't know. Members of the unseen existence. Yeah. I don't know. See, but okay, well, I mean, if you believe what it says in scripture or any sort of text, like religious text, then the creator of this place created us in their likeness. And then if that's true, then theoretically speaking, we would be the most powerful living beings on this plane, in my opinion. I mean, look at us. There's obviously many more physically adept animals, physically stronger animals or living beings on this plane, like bears, lions, tigers, blah, blah, blah. We're not that, and we dominate this place because we're super smart, and we have the ability to think and reason and invent, and we have a higher level of consciousness than these animals do. I don't think that they don't have any consciousness, or they're not sentient at all, but I think that we are on another level. You know, you don't see animals, you know, writing books or posing questions or asking why they are here, what is our purpose here. They don't ask those questions. They just fucking do it. They just do what they're meant to do. They just live how they're meant to live. So they're not as self-aware as we are. So there's definitely something different about us versus all of the other known living creatures on this plane. And if there's other creatures or other races that are as smart as us, who are on the same level or higher level than us, why aren't we talking to them? Why are we being kept separate? Why? You know, why? Who wants to talk to these people? Take me to your leader. Because they know most of us are too stupid. They're snobs. Some older maps show a large continent in the southern Atlantic. being afraid of the world around you will make you go full RV. Yeah. I think the Atlantic is way bigger than the Pacific. I don't know about that. Why do you think that, Brian CB? That's an interesting comment. Is it because of the moon map? Because on the moon map, they make the Atlantic like super freaking huge and the Pacific really ridiculously small, which is one of my biggest problems with that map. So, curious why you say that. Our denial of reality. You're right. A lot of people do. They are denying reality, but I don't think they even know that they are. Okay. But yeah, why would you think that? That's funny. Speaking of maps, I did go and I was looking at some maps and I took a bunch of screenshots to try to create my own huge maps from archival maps, because you can't download these things in full res. You have to take screenshots and then piece them together yourself if you want a high-res copy of some of these ancient maps. And I did that at some point. I took a whole bunch of screenshots of some maps and I gotta put them back together. All right, let me see, where am I? It's 10:56 already? Speak on the Heisman Trophy? Why? Oh, you want me to get into Mandela Effect stuff? Well, Brian's better at talking about Mandela Effect than me. Many more islands that are identified in the Pacific, hardly anything at all in the Atlantic. More ship traffic in the southern Pacific. Hardly any ship traffic in the South Atlantic. Really? Let me see. I actually have a website that I was looking at. Let's take a look, shall we? This is marine vessel traffic, supposedly. So Southern Pacific, not a whole lot going on. Definitely more traffic up here. So let's see. What am I looking at here? So this right here, there's passengers, ferries, blah, blah, blah. This is all marine traffic. So let's see. And then of course, I don't know how accurate this is, because at the end of the day, realistically, they're only going to show you only see what they show you. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, containers. We'll just put it to containers. Container ship tracker. One thing I did notice about the container ships, boy, they really hug the coastline. Look at this. Where's all the traffic now? You know what I'm saying? So this is container ships. Yeah, not showing anything in the north from this view. Let's see. So then, let's see, icebreakers. What they'll show icebreakers. going here? Research vessel. Let's see, how about... Oh, submarines. There's a military tab. Now, see, I don't even know, you know, how accurate that is. Let's see. Like, yeah, global Navy live map. Autonomous ships. Only one autonomous ship that they're letting you know. Let's see. Sea Hunter. Oh, look at there. It's in San Diego. It's in port right now. Okay. So, Navy ships live map. I don't know. I was spending some time looking around at this site, trying to see where boats were going, how much traffic is really in these areas. And, you know, so let's go back to all marine traffic. So look at this crap. You know, showing between here, that's not a big deal. Lots of shipping going on between Africa and South America. This right here is kind of why, this is why some of those maps, you know, when they've got Africa super, super far from South America, I mean, you can't break these up too much because there is a shipping lane between Africa and South America. Cargo vessel, cargo vessel. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me bring this window over here so I can switch to it and see what y'all are talking about. I'm making some videos on the subject on the way they hide. Oh, cool. Well, send them to me when you do it. I want to see. You think this place is a prison or a concentration camp? Musicians for Truth? You know what I think? I think that's what cities are, but I don't think the whole realm itself is meant to be like that. I think the realm itself is meant to be a big, beautiful place with endless things for us to explore that we would never, ever explore in our entire lifetime. Because think about it. Is there anybody that you know who has traveled the entire world and seen everything? I mean, if somebody has seen 10% of the earth, they've done a shit ton of traveling. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I really don't believe in the prison planet thing or anything like that, because I feel like this place was made for us. I think it was made to be a big, beautiful, glorious place for us to live and explore and learn and stuff. And I don't buy the whole prison planet thing. But I do think that there are men, bad people who have tried to make this a prison planet. I feel like there's people that they've made it. They try to make it that way, but I don't believe that it was meant to be that way. I think it is that way as a result of the doing of evil men who want to replace the creator and who want to have control over everybody in the way that the creator does. I know you are. A lot of people are black-pilled. I know a lot of people are black-pilled and they think it's a prison planet, but you know, I just don't, and I kind of thought that way too for a little bit, but really, the problem is bad people here. You know what I'm saying? Like, the result of all of our problems is these motherfuckers who think that they're above God. They think that they're above everyone else. They think that they are the creator, that they can replace the creator, that they're more powerful than the creator, that they, you know, their egos have gotten so big, they have become so arrogant and so egotistical that they put themselves above the actual creator, and therefore, and by doing that, to show that they are trying to control people, masses of people. And the sad thing is, it's fucking working. You know, the sad thing is that it's working. Now, why does it work? Because all these people have been disconnected from the realm. They've been disconnected from the creation, from the moment of birth. They were lied to about where they were. They're told that they are living on some space ball in the infinite vacuum of space. Has nothing to do with any sort of part of reality. They are completely mentally and spiritually disconnected from this place from the get-go. And so people fall for it. They fall for this stupid shit. Now, if people knew that they lived in a creation created by the creator and that there is no man above another and the only one above man is the creator, well, then how much of this shit would really fly? Probably not very much of it. So, yeah. So, I don't know. I think it's important to get back to nature and to realize that the earth is here for us. Everything provides, you know, even with these food shortages and shit, everybody freaking out, you know, there's food all over the place. It's not going to be like the gourmet, you know, highfalutin food that you're used to, but there's certainly food all over the earth that can sustain you and provide for you and keep you alive. And, you know, everywhere. It's not fancy. It's not a 5-star Michelin restaurant, but it's nourishing and it provides life and it's there everywhere. You know, people have to get out of the minds. People are so used to their modern day lives. You know, it's like when we talk about these ancient civilizations, let me bring this back up, like the Vimanas and this, you know, and this whole, it's like when people talk about Tartaria and stuff and how there was this ancient civilization that was more advanced than us. Now, I don't know that it was necessarily more advanced than us. Well, maybe more advanced in that it was more in line with creation. I think we have a lot of advanced things here now, but it was just different. I would say we have to stop looking at it as it was the same but more advanced. I think we have to look at it as it was completely fucking different. It was nothing like it is now. They understood electromagnetism and the ether and the way this realm worked. I think that they were much more based as far as like how things work in the natural world than we are now. I think the natural world has been hidden from us. We have been separated from the true natural world, like on every level. So, you know, we have to sort of get out of the mindset that they were more advanced. It's not that maybe they were more advanced in the way that they work more in line with the creation. What they were doing was in line with creation, and in that way, that is more advanced because it's definitely more functional to work with nature than it is to try to work against it or to change it or to alter it. Right? That's going to be a much in my opinion, I would think that right off the bat, that would be a much more efficient way to go about things. But, you know, it was different. I don't want to say that, you know, that's something that I've kind of been going through the last few weeks. It's like, it's not that it was the same type of tech, but more advanced. It's different. It's completely different. It's not like anything we know now. It's like organic tech, if, you know, or antiquitech is a good word, I guess. I mean, I don't know, but it was different. It was different. It's not like it is now. We have to kind of get out of that mindset that they were thinking about things and going about things the same way that we are now. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. They were not going about things this way. They were going about it a totally different way. If you believe that this happened in the past, I don't even know. But from what I can gather, is nothing like the tech we have now. It's completely different. The relocation astrology? I don't know what that is. Astrocartography, the relocation. I don't know what that is. not stifled for profits. Yeah, I would say that their technology was not, it was not about profits, and their technology was all created for the advancement of us, right? Like it's almost like back then the tech was created for the advancement. It was good. It was a good thing, right? So what is it? What happened? What changed? You know, what happened to the civilization that used knowledge and technologies for the advancement, for to make things better, and to where it is now, to where it became suppression, oppression, control. You know, what the fuck happened? You know, what happened? Mud flood makes him out to be super advanced. Well, you know, I don't know. I think Juan Torres, my opinion, technology used today is back engineered from our past civilization on a cheaper level, where the elites have blueprints and bringing it out here and there, and there are every several decades. Maybe they took the technology back then and they just dumbed it way down, and they give us super remedial dumbed down versions of it. I mean, it's totally possible. People got greedy. Yeah. I don't know. I think I closed my Rockfin window. Let me open that again. Sorry. I'm like trying to find my Rockfin chat. One sec. Alright. Perhaps post-radio TV media was a big changing point. I don't know. Mind control, Black Babylonian magic. Oh, 1111. I missed 1111. I used it when I was making a... Yes, charcoal does help with toxins. Very good. Approximately 180 container ships type RORO ships are held back to unload because the elite will create high prices and inflation. Of course. Of course. Oh, I have my number up and I didn't open my phones. Let me do that right now, you guys. I'm so sorry. Let me do that right now, because I would love to hear from some people. I'd like to know your thoughts on what we're discussing here. Gotta open my phones. 888-222-2480.
Welcome to the conference center. There is one party in the conference.
Oh.
You are a host.
Why, thank you. My whole existence. Yeah, Wakey Wakey does have great videos on geology. Mud flood could be what was left after the biblical flood. That's what I tend to think, you know, because they've stretched out that they've convoluted the timeline so much. I tend to think, I agree. I think that the mud flood it could be from the biblical flood. Could be. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Grand Rising. This is Kyle.
Hey, Kyle. How's it going? Grand Rising.
Hey. I was listening to your scripture study with Jack the other day, and something kind of stood out to me. I was just kind of wanting to ask you a quick question about that. You guys talked about debunking. Are you able to hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, just delay. So you were talking about debunking Christianity, and so I was like, all right, okay. So I kind of raised an eyebrow. I'm not here to argue with you or anything like that, but I just kind of wanted to know how you define Christianity.
Debunking Christianity. I don't remember when. What was that? This last Saturday?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can remember us talking about that. Well, I know that neither Jack nor I use the word like Christian. We aren't Christian because, and I don't even really know how to define Christianity, but I do know that, like, from my past experiences with churches and stuff and what I was being shown as a child, it turned me off of religion big time, and that's why I stayed away from it for most of my life. So I like the whole Christian thing. Like and I guess it depends on what church you go to. Obviously, it's tons of different people doing different things all over the place. My personal experience was not good, but that doesn't mean that others weren't. You know. So just the fact that they don't even, that the word Christian is not in the Bible at all. You know, so that's obviously something that was created after the fact, right?
Would you define it as believing in Christ?
Well, do you think that's kind of a simplistic definition? What does it mean to believe in Christ?
I think that's kind of like to believe in Jesus Christ. That's kind of the most rudimentary, like basic definition I've always defined it as. And so I went and talked to David Murphy one time, and just in his comment section there, and he actually responded to me. I asked him, because David Murphy, he does not believe in Jesus Christ at all. He's not the Messiah. He's just, to someone else, and so he does not believe in like the New Testament kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't even think he was a real person.
He teaches strongly against Jesus, and so I was like, okay, do you define yourself as an antichrist? And he straight up told me, yes, I believe I am an antichrist, and I was like, wow, okay. So yeah, I thought that was pretty strong words there, and that was kind of
it is a strong
word. Just like to know kind of where different people stand.
It is a strong word. I don't know that I wouldn't define myself as an antichrist. That's for sure. But I mean,
yeah.
To each their own. I just, I don't say whether or not there was a real person named Jesus. Like, I think there could have been a real person named Jesus. But, I guess I haven't really fully developed a whole opinion about that yet, to be honest with you. Because I'm starting to read the Bible from the beginning. And I'm only in the Old Testament. Yeah. There's no Jesus yet. Jesus isn't there yet.
Okay.
So
kind of cross that bridge when we get to it, right?
Right. So I people have asked me what my opinion is of it, and I'm like, well, I'm reading it. I guess I'll form an opinion when it's
I'm learning,
done.
Right? I'm learning.
I'm learning. That's all I can say. I'm looking at it because I feel like it is important to look at that. That's one thing I will say. It is when you get into this and you want to find out what's really going on and what's happened to us and how we ended up here. I think reading the scripture and what it says as far as what happened historically is really vital, a really vital piece of the puzzle. So that's why I'm going back to read it. I'm like, okay, well, this is like the most argued about book, right? It's
and you're taking kind of one step at a time, especially after you've been away from it for your whole life and kind of shunned it away. And all of a sudden now you're like, okay, well, I don't want to just go, swallow it all at once. Especially as flat earthers, we've learned not to just accept everything the mainstream wants to say all at once. So like, okay, I'm gonna uncover this, one step at a time, and really kind of develop that foundation. And I think that's the right way to take. And that's kind of what I see you doing here with your scripture study series.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I don't want to take somebody else's word for what the Bible says, because one thing that I have learned in just a short amount that I've read of the Bible is that already, just in the first 2 chapters, there is so much stuff that has been altered or changed or put, by man and preachers and stuff, and like their opinion of what is going on there. It is so convoluted. Like, there are just as many ways to interpret the Bible as there are people reading it. Like, everybody who reads it is going to get something different, which is like pretty much my main motivation for reading it myself. Like, nobody's gonna get that. Nobody's gonna be able to give me that point of view. I have to do the work. I have to spend the time and the energy and which is our most valuable.
You got to build your own relationship.
Yeah, I have to invest that time and energy and that thought to process it and see what I can get from it. So I'm not really against it.
For everyone, but
yeah. So I don't claim to be a Christian because I haven't done that work. I don't feel, I just am not there yet. I don't feel led to say that or make that claim yet. Maybe someday I will. Maybe I never will. But, I just have to look into it myself and read it myself and then make my own decision. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You're doing great. So, I really love following you guys on that, and it's just really fun. I'm learning a whole ton, like all the time. Just wow, look at that! Oh wow, look at that! And there's kind of a revelatory process that kind of comes into just learning what it says in the Hebrew. The Hebrew just
right.
It does so much.
Yeah, that is huge. Because it really shows you how really basic and straightforward that ancient Hebrew language is, and it leaves it, and it's very basic, but because it's so basic, it's almost like it's left it really open for people to twist those words and translate it any sort of which way they want. But when you read it for what it really is, it's so simple and it's so straightforward, and I'm just like, wow, how simple and straightforward most of it is. But if you listen to people talk about it, if you listen to preachers, if you listen to religious programs, they make it so complicated and convoluted. And they'll read a passage to you, and it'll say one thing, and you're hearing one thing, and in the same breath they'll say, but that's not what this means. What they mean is blah, blah, blah. And it's like, are you kidding me? But I just heard from the book, you read a certain passage and you're telling me, but that's not what it means. It actually means this. That's a bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's important for people to look at what it really says to make their own decisions.
Yeah, that's the foundation right there. It's all about making that connection with the Creator, and then that's what verifies it. I'm always asking, okay, where are you getting your expectations from? Because everyone can go and for me personally, if I were to go and have some kind of divine revelation, an angel appears to me, I'm going to write that down. And, my experiences, just getting answers to prayers, and when I write those down, what I write down is just as valuable to me as any scripture is. Those are just experiences, and that's the way I see all scripture is. They are experiences people have had with the divine.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, shalom.
Yeah, shalom. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. I'm impressed that Kyle watches my show because I have such a potty mouth, to be honest with you. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen, how are you doing on this fine?
I'm doing good. You're breaking up a little bit, JM.
How does that sound now? Is that better?
Not really. You in a weird spot?
How about about
Oof.
now?
Maybe it's getting better?
Let me try moving over further this way. Let me adjust.
Oh my word. You are so choppy.
Is that better?
I don't know. Where are you?
Where I normally am when I call. That's weird.
It is weird. Okay, you're sounding a little better now.
Ah, okay.
Maybe not. You are so choppy, JM. I can't understand anything you're saying.
You want me to call you right back?
Yeah, maybe try calling back. I don't know what's going on.
All right.
Oof, that was bad. I've never heard JM so chopped up. That's the truth, Karen, but that's true with any book. You can twist and twist and twist. All comes down to faith and personal relationship. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, even about the King James Version translation of the Bible, right? Every time it talks about the Creator, it says the Lord or God, right? That in the original scriptures, it doesn't say the Lord or, anybody can be a lord. Like they call men lords and ladies, like Lord of this, Lord of that. That is the title of a man. So in that King's version, in that King James translation, right off the bat, I don't like it because they're giving the Creator the same title that they give man. Okay? And the Creator is not man, the Creator is the Creator. And in the beginning of the book, in Genesis, it says many times that the Creator's name is Jehovah. And they even use that name, that Hebrew name, Yehovah, to say, and many times in there in the book, the Creator is telling certain characters or certain people, my name is Yehovah, I am Yehovah, okay? So there is a name for the Creator. It's not the Lord or Lord God or God. God is actually a Babylonian deity of prosperity, right? Spelled G-A-D, but pronounced God, right? In the ancient Hebrew, and is actually is a person in the Bible. I forget which one, but that name, God, Babylonian deity of prosperity. Okay, so they're giving the name of materialistic things to God. Like they're naming it after fortune and money. And then if you look at all the dollar bills we have, they say, "In God we trust." Why is God on the money? What does God have to do with money? Why is God on the money? Because God is a Babylonian deity of prosperity and fortune. The dictionary definition of Lord: a person who has authority, control, or power over others, a master, a chief, or a ruler, right? But we give those titles to men. The Creator doesn't need a title that we give to men. The Creator is the Creator. And there's power in a name too. And this goes back to everything being energy, frequency, and vibration. Why do they tell you that why do they leave out the name of the Creator in the most popular, most heavily printed version of the Bible? Because there is power in a name. They call you the Lord. You will know I am the Lord. No, I am Yehovah. That's what it should say. Yehovah. Every time it says the Lord, right? So they're right off the bat, they're removing that name from the Bible that you'll never speak it. You just say the Most High, the Lord, God, right? You're saying all of these energetic pulses and stuff that have nothing, that don't refer to the Creator in any way, shape, or form. Now, I know it all goes back to intent, and intent is what matters the most, and the Creator will know your intent, so I'm not going to say like everything that you ever pray for, everything you ever ask for is ignored because you used Lord or God. Like, obviously, your intent, the Creator knows what's written in your heart better. But think about this. It's almost like, think about it as if like you're a radio station and you're tuning into a radio station and you don't have quite the right alignment to the station, so you can hear it, the transmission's going through, but it's a little staticky. It's like, it's breaking up. Think about how much more clear your transmission would be if you had the right frequency and the right, pointed it at the right spot, like boom, point on, and then your signal is crystal clear. Think about that. So just right off the bat, and then another thing that Jack pointed out to me that I've learned since looking at all this Bible stuff is like the name Jesus. The name Jesus, you know how there's all that talk about how the letter J didn't exist? Well, Jesus, okay, is like translated from the Greek, right? Like all those Greek names have the US at the end. Prometheus, Copernicus, you know, whatever. That you can think of, there's lots of names that end in the US, right? And Jesus is that, right? It's a name, like the what is it? Yesu. He was saying Yesu means name, Yesu with the us at the end actually translates and may his name be blotted out and forever forgotten. So, you know, they're trying to hide the actual energetic signal to connect with the creator by changing the name, in my opinion. Not sure she knows. Oh, you're on hold? No, I didn't because I started talking. What's up, David?
Karen.
Hi.
So, God, so many things that I'm trying to remember them all. I didn't write anything down. But way back when you're talking about Bigfoot, did I hear you say that Bigfoot smells like Lowry? I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
That I said Bigfoot smells like Lowry?
You did. just an observation. And then, God, I can just remember what the hell I want to talk about. You're talking about how you have to be tuned into the right frequency. And I think that that's the absolute truth of this world, that all of the mind control, all of the television, all of the news, all of everything, politics, is getting us to focus on what they want us to focus on. You know, when they wanted to start the Gulf War, they needed us to pound the war drums, and we did. I did. Many people did. And that's how they're able to do what they want to do. And now they want to engineer a food crisis. So they're telling, you know, they're maybe they're blowing up all of these food plants, but I haven't seen evidence of most of it. And, you know, you and I have been going back and forth on Skype a little bit about these cattle deaths. There's only one video of it. I've been looking. The news shows the same crappy upright portrait, you know, crisis acting style video. And then they show an aerial of fields and fields and fields of cattle that are alive.
Yeah. Well,
right. And a couple of them are laying down and sleeping, but they, you know.
Yeah. Did you see that video I posted?
There's nothing.
Did you see that? Yeah, actually, I watched that video. I don't know if you watched that video of that farmer guy. It's like a 15-minute video of the farmer guy talking about it. He's from Kansas. And I feel like that guy kind of explained a little bit of it, in my opinion. Because he's saying that one particular video is from one place where 2,000 to 3,000 cattle died. So that video is from one rancher, one farm where all those cows died. That's where the most deaths were. But then across the whole state, there was up to 10,000.
Right. And he's also saying that it's not a lot compared to how many they have. And then he's buying into the whole weather thing. You know, cattle have survived much hotter things. Hey, maybe a few cattle died. Maybe it's not a big deal. You know, there's, 15 mass shootings a week or whatever happens, they're saying, and we don't hear about any of them. This cattle death thing might be happening all the time, but now they're getting people to focus their energy on we're running out of food, and create a reality. And as you said, there's food everywhere, right?
Yeah.
There's food everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing, which I've really been thinking about a lot, and I've said it before, but David Avocado Wolf talks about the Earth having an immune system, and it restocks itself, and it replenishes the Earth. And you and here in Connecticut, many people are talking about how their potatoes are growing like much faster than they were last year. Maybe the Earth knows that there's a supply line issues coming up, and is just making sure that for those that are willing to use their brains, there will be plenty of food. You know, maybe, I mean, there's food everywhere, and they want us all to focus our negative energy on there. You can't have a positive life with a negative attitude. But that doesn't mean ignore the stuff. Look at it, see it for what it is, and then focus on the opposite where you want it to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They do definitely try to use our power of manifestation by putting bad thoughts into our consciousness, and then we go around spouting all this bad stuff, and I think to an extent we help bring that into fruition. So
Well, if you lower your vibration, for lack of a new age word, watch out, people. If you lower your energy, your to a negative state, a negative vibration. I hate using that word because everyone goes, "You're a new ager." That you now are allowing those negative influences to influence you. If you're vibrating high, as you do most of the time, Karen, and I do, and any of us do, all of those negative influences are below us and we don't even see them. There's so many things, that we just operate at a different level. Just like when you're talking about Bigfoot, and the orbs and stuff, maybe that whole thing operates at another level, and only when they get down to a vibration that we can see them,
yeah,
Can't rule it out.
can't rule it out. But I do think they've spent
Can't rule it out.
they've spent so much time scrambling our antennas and messing up our physiology and the world around us, though. I feel like we were meant to be able to do some of that stuff too. But we can't because we've been retarded.
That we have been retarded. Our brains have been slowed and fluoridated, and that's why all the things we do to remedy that help increase it. But I believe that we're in a world that we can manifest anything that we want that doesn't break the one law: don't hurt anybody else.
Right.
That's the one law. The rest are just nonsense. The rest is just nonsense.
Do no harm, cause
Right?
no
That
loss.
covers.
That's
Do no harm, cause no harm. There you go.
cause no loss.
And there you go. And so, bringing yourself to that level of understanding, if everybody got there, if everyone stopped watching the news, if everyone, helped the person to the left, as many people say, the whole reality changes. I mean, our reality changes every friggin' day in little bits, because of the way that we think. And maybe that can all be tied into the Mandela effect too, because of people change the way they think, things change. So it's an exciting place, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's definitely way more interesting than we've been led to believe.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what they don't want us knowing. They want us focusing on, the options that they give us. Go to college, get into debt, and become an accountant, a business manager, a doctor, all of the other things. We need some tradesmen, become a plumber, become a builder, do all of these things that fit into their system and only use 10% of your brain. Don't connect to nature. Don't connect to spirit. Don't connect to all these other things, and eat our poisons to make sure you're happy with only the 10% use of your brain. And that's how they control us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so clear. And then I have a new theory. I don't believe that anybody really believes the Earth is a globe. It's just impossible. It's too stupid. It's too stupid to believe it.
It is stupid, but I think people do believe it because I used to believe it.
People.
I used to believe it.
So did I. It's funny when you're on this side of the flat Earth fence or the Earth realm fence. The whole globe thing is insane. And again, to say it's flat, that's not a good description. It's horizontal, it's level. You can describe it as flat.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see something that'll mess up your brain? Can you pull up a website?
Okay. What website?
Ports.com. Ports. Ports, like shipping ports. And then I need to see it, so it might be a little blind. And then I'll just pull it up at the same time. Ports.com.
Okay.
And then click on the C route.
Okay.
And then put Port of Honolulu. Port of Honolulu, USA should come up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
Yes.
Port of Honolulu, United States. And then put Pompete. I think is it Port of Pompete? Pompet. Wait, hold it. Let me get that. You have to spell it the exact way. Pompet? Is it? Damn it. Pompeii? You have it?
I'm not seeing Pompeits or Pompeii. How do you spell Pompeii? Is it P-A-M?
Wait, Port of...
I suck at
Where is
spelling.
it? Why can't I find it? Hold on a second. Stall for a second while I find it.
Okay, I'm trying to get it to come up and it's not.
I know the site is very particular in the way that you. It's totally blowing this now for you. Pompey. Well, all right. So start with put in Port of San Diego, and check the route, and it'll show you a route right to Hawaii, right?
Okay, let me try. San Diego. Okay, that came up. Calculate.
Okay. And so it does a little quick find. Are you showing it on the? Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You must be.
Says distance 2,800.
And does it draw? Okay, you with me?
Uh-huh.
So it draws a little line there, and then Pompey is just south of Hawaii. And now zoom out. You have to zoom way out. It starts zoomed in. I'm also
I just
a little
zoomed
behind
out.
you.
Why does it
What I'm
give me
saying.
a square? Why is this doing the right angle? What is that? Do you see that?
I don't know.
It like goes up.
I don't see it yet because I'm behind.
Okay, well, it's like going up and over. That is so weird.
Right. Is it Pompeii? Damn it. Yeah, so it goes over.
It's like goes straight up
Interesting.
and then it makes a 90-degree turn and goes over. So weird.
Pompey. Where is it? All right, now I put in Port of Sydney. I think it's Sydney will come up. Port of Sydney, Australia. And zoom out, move the map over so you can see Australia and South America. Make Australia on the right-hand side.
Okay.
You can just drag the map over, okay? And then put in Port of Sydney, Australia.
Okay, I put Port of Honolulu to Port of Sydney, Australia.
All right, and now back out, zoom out,
Why? Okay.
and then move the map over so Australia's on the right so you can see the whole route once
Okay.
you zoomed all the way out.
I've got it.
Why the hell do they go that way?
I don't know.
You see the route? Now, here's the thing. I was like, oh, this is a globe killer. It's not a globe killer. It's because on a flat Earth map, it doesn't make any sense either. Now, this is where the people that go with the portals, oh my God, it's a portal, the date time. I don't believe that because I flew from California to Australia direct, and it was the way it would look on a flat Earth map, and kind of like on this map also. But why would the shipping route to go the other way? And I've been thinking about it. The only thing I can come up with is they're fucking with us. I don't know, man. Weird one, right?
That is weird. Oh, here we go.
But you can fly in a reasonable amount of time. And so Pompey, I don't know why it's not coming up, is literally just like 2 inches straight down from Hawaii. Then if you go Pompey to Australia, it goes all the way back up and around the long way.
That's so funny. Here, I just I took that map and polarized it. It kind of looks dumb because it's missing some information at the top. But they're totally going around the opposite way. So they leave Honolulu and they go like the longest route possible to Sydney. What is that?
I don't know. Maybe the site is just doing this by algorithms. Is this a real route that they actually take? Is this a route that they maybe have done in the past where it needed to go to Africa for some reason? I don't know. But that's also absolutely ridiculous. This is where the portal people, Pac-Man, are going to go wild when they see this.
Yeah. Well, are there even still portal people?
Is that a real route? Yeah, there are. There are. You know what? On the circle map, maybe the sun does go through a portal. And that's why it looks like it's going in a circle. I don't know.
I don't think the sun goes through a portal. I just think that the sun is not a physical object. It's an aberration, and it's just the way that we perceive it that makes it look that way. And I don't understand
I totally
how
agree
or
with
why
that.
it works.
I mean, right. We all see the sun in our own position. I mean, I think from sunrise, I'm in a place right now where I can watch the sunrise and set on the water, and it's doing this really tight circle where it's curving all the way around and setting, like I can look and see the sunrise spot and the sunset spot at the same time while looking forward. I can see them both. They're not, but one of them's not behind me. Which makes perfect sense as a tight circle going around us. Makes absolutely perfect sense.
Yes.
So this, I don't know what this is. This is this a real shipping route? Is it a nonstop shipping route? It doesn't look like a nonstop shipping route.
No. Did you see where I was looking at those shipping lanes earlier? Did you see that? There's a website. It's called marinevesseltraffic.com. Have you ever been to that one?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, marinevesseltraffic.com, and then it's got all kinds of stuff. You can separate it by tankers, super yachts, icebreakers, fishing, or all marine traffic. And it shows you supposedly everything that's going on in the ocean at any given time. So I know one day I was looking at it and it was showing super yachts. Oh, it's not showing it anymore. It was showing super yachts in the Pacific. Oh, here we go. There are islands down here. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I was also looking at shipping lanes.
I don't know.
I was also looking at shipping stuff in the North Pole, because supposedly they have shipping routes in the North Pole, but they still hug the coastline. None of them go right in the center. They go around. They go around the center. None of them go in there. So I don't know what's going on there.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
All right. I had something else that was very interesting, but it's gone.
Okay. All right. Was it related to prison planet
all right,
stuff?
So,
do you think we live in a prison planet?
No. I think that this place is an amazing playground that has been hijacked from us by some motherfuckers out there, and that we can get it back easily, and that's what they don't want us to know. I believe that our future is phenomenal if people would wake up, but the question is, are they too dumbed down? Are they too far gone? Are they too poisoned from all of the different avenues of poison? Will people ever see? That's the question. But I all think that, a rising tide floats all boats. the truth is easier, light is easier to spread than darkness. So I think the reality of this world is way crazier than people realize. And it's not in a bad way, in a really good way. I mean, just everyone look at your life. Every single thing you have and don't have in your life is because of the way that you think.
It's true. It is true.
Yeah,
Which is kind of a hard
I've heard this for
concept.
years, and I poo-pooed it. I believed it, and didn't work. And then, once you really start jiving with it, things, and nothing goes perfectly smooth. Like if I got everything I asked for, I'd be dead. Okay, it would be horrible.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't just ask for things. I'm looking for happiness and joy and abundance for everybody. That's what I want. I want everybody to be free and to follow their passions. That's why, on all the podcasts I do, I'm like, don't send your kids to school. $8 a month. Send them to Crow Academy.
Yeah.
I mean, and by the way, I got an email forwarded to me by a woman that thought I was crazy when I said that. Then she decided with her high school kid that didn't want to finish high school, he's been doing Crow. I think he does 2 new episodes a week and 3 old episodes a week. And after 6 months, he's like one of the brightest kids around.
That's
right?
amazing.
I mean, that's what it was. In God we trust.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about a trust, a financial trust. The name of the trust is called In God We.
Yeah, exactly. Trust. Exactly. Oh my gosh, nobody knows that though.
And
nobody ever talks about that.
That's how they're fooling us.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, the trust is the corporation.
Yeah, and so right. And I've been fighting learning this stuff because I'm like, I hate trying to figure this stuff out. But the more you learn about this stuff, listen to all the people that Crow have on, just email Rose and say, which one teach me about, laws and trust and stuff.
Yeah.
And listen to those as many times as you need until you get it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, this entire thing is a scam. And we've agreed to it.
Yeah.
We've agreed to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's because we weren't informed.
All right.
We agreed because we weren't informed.
Well, they kind of told us to pay attention because they made it seem not interesting and made it confusing. And
they put out so much other
when
distractions.
When I first heard that stuff, I laughed at it.
Yeah.
I laughed at it. I'm like, oh, how stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put out so many other distractions.
I
mean, the truth is there, but yeah, you got to look for it.
All right. That's all I have for you.
All right. Cool. Thanks for calling.
Keep up the good work.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Sorry, JM. You can call back if you're in a spot where you can call. There were other callers there, and I picked up David, and everybody left. Yeah, there is no nuclear fusion inside the sun. Fusion or fission or whatever they call it. I forget which one's which, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, in God we trust. You can make a trust. Actually, if you look into trust, if you run your life, if you set up a trust for yourself, an irrevocable ecclesiastical trust, they can't touch it. It can't be touched. Nobody can take your money. Your wages can't be, your money can't be taken out of your account for taxes. There's a lot of that. That's a big, deep rabbit hole. The in God we trust. Yes. It's run as a corporation. It's all a big farce. Google Image Maps pixelated close to North Pole. Yeah, of course it's pixelated in the North Pole. They're not going to show you what's exactly in the center. And all of the Antarctica, most of Antarctica, anything past the coastline is just a big white blur. They don't show you any detail on any of those maps. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hi, Karen. This is Steve. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. And you were getting on like my favorite subject earlier, and then you had to throw in the God we trust thing. Well, another rabbit hole to go down for sure.
Yeah.
But in the Bible, when you were talking about Jehovah creating us, that's in the second creation story. In the first creation story, it says God, and if you look in the original Hebrew, you can do this looking in Bible Hub. It says God is Elohim, which is plural for gods, both male and female.
Yeah. I know.
And
what do you mean? But how do you mean the second creation
Jehovah,
story? What do you mean by second creation story?
I'm sorry, you broke up there on me.
I'm just wondering what you mean by
in the second creation story.
Where's
in the second
second
creation
one?
story is Genesis 2. Second Genesis. Let me see here. 6 or 7. Then the Lord God, and the Lord is Jehovah, which means or Yeshua. Pardon. Yeshua, which means God of the Jews, God of the Israelis. I'm sorry.
Wait, what? Yehovah, you're saying, means God of the Israelis?
Yes, that's exactly what it means. If you go to Bible Hub, look it up in the original Hebrew, that means the God of the Jews, and they're made out of the dust of the earth. Man, Adam, made from the dust of the earth. Eve made from the rib, right?
Yeah, no. Yehovah does not mean God of the Israelis. It means existence. It literally means existence. All of existence, all that ever existed and all that ever will exist.
Yeah, but I'm talking Yeshua. It says Yeshua in Hebrew.
Yeshua?
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the word Yehovah. That is from...
Yeah. Well, but I'm talking about in Genesis 2:6. If you look at the original word, it is Yeshua. Or no, I got to get the Bible open now. Hold on a second. I got my Bible's is a new international version, but on Bible Hub you can have the King James version.
Yehovah, eternal existence. H3068.
Let me see here.
Yehovah from H1 1961, the self-existent or eternal.
And that Yehovah is in. Let's see. Okay, so that is also in Hebrew, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Primitive root means to exist, that is, be, or become, come to pass, always. So it's basically meaning all that existence, self-existent, all that has ever existed and will ever exist, eternal existence.
That I did not see. What I got here was, let me see here. Okay, Genesis 2:6. Genesis 2:7. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for, right? Then it says, then the Lord, and that brings up, I'm sorry, Yeshua, no, Yahweh. I get the names mixed up. I'm sorry. If you look at the original, when you go to Genesis 2:7, it says, then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and blah, blah, blah. And if you hover on the Lord, it says Yahweh, the proper name of the God of Israel, from Haya, self-existent or eternal. Jehovah, Jewish national name of God.
Mm-hmm.
But the original, it's 3068, is Yahweh. which is the proper name of the God of the Israelis.
Well,
You know who that covers this stuff really good is Jeff Doherty.
okay. Well,
Have you ever looked at any of this stuff on Roxanne?
Yeah, listen, I'm familiar with Jeff Doherty, and I don't really agree with his outlook on it. I'm kind of looking at it from my own point of view, my own investigation. He's, like, really anti-Christian, and he's, I don't know.
Oh, terrible.
I'm sure he's got a lot of interesting stuff to say, but I don't really need that type of, I don't want to look at it from that perspective, okay? Because he's like an ex-preacher who's, like, super bitter. And also, in Genesis 2:7,
Yes,
I have eSword X up on my screen, and in Genesis 2:7, it's saying that the word is Yehovah, and Yehovah. I don't know if you're looking from King James, and in King James they change that to the Lord. And what I read from typically the scriptures, or I go to the HSB version, which has the actual Hebrew in it, and then it says here Yehovah Elohim.
What software are you using there, or what website?
This is eSword X. It's just a Bible program, and you can download all different Bibles in there, and it has the Strong's Concordance Dictionary, Brown Driver Biggs, and then Ancient Hebrew, where you can look at all the different roots to the words and the meanings. But Yehovah is defined.
Oh, that's nice.
In Brown Driver Biggs as the existing one. Proper name of the one true God.
No. I'll tell you another guy I like to listen to is he was also a Christian preacher, but he shows Jesus, the New Testament, from the perspective of Eastern religion. And he goes into the history of the Council of Nicaea and Eusebius, saying that specifically the Gospels, the Matthew, Mark, and Luke, John, come from Eastern philosophy. But the most important thing to him was to spread Christianity, so he went along with the story of the gospel. Now, if that's true or not, I don't know, but I was listening to this guy, and he's pretty good.
What was his name?
Bill Donahue.
Okay.
And he puts in a very spiritual side of it and talks about, like, in Genesis somewhere, it talks about, Jacob fighting with God, and Jacob names the area that he faced God and lived through it, Peniel. Mm-hmm. Like the pineal gland, right? Mm-hmm. So that's exactly where God is, and on the right side is Jesus, and on the left side is all that crap that keeps us grounded, you know what I mean? And worried and all that stuff.
Okay.
I think if you know Jeff, this guy's the opposite of what Jeff Doherty is.
Yeah, Jeff is a little bit intense. I don't really need that intensity.
A little. You are a kind woman, I can tell.
Not really.
I'm from New Jersey. I call that he's a dick.
I'm not always this nice.
But he's got a lot of great info too.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying he doesn't. I've talked to him before, but yeah, I just don't. He's very confrontational when it comes to that stuff. I don't want to argue with people about it. I just want to read it, and I want to learn from it, and I want to get the meat from it is what I want. I want to find out what's going on here, and I don't want to argue with somebody about it. So that's just
I agree with you, and that's why I'm glad. Now I listened, and you show me this new software that I can download. That opens up more learning for me. So much appreciative.
Oh yeah, cool. You're welcome. Every Saturday morning, me and Jack read from the Bible, from the scriptures. We have an anti-religious scripture study where we read a chapter every week, and then we go over it and talk about what it really says in the ancient Hebrew versus what they're telling you in the King James version. And I've learned a lot, so maybe you could join us.
I will, and I guess I'm gonna have to backdate on some videos to catch up.
Yeah. They're actually, where are you watching now? Are you watching on YouTube, or where are you watching?
Rockfin.
Okay, yeah, I do have those on Rockfin. There's anti-religious scripture studies are all on Rockfin, and they're also on YouTube on the Unveiling This Realm channel.
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you so much for taking my call today.
All right, thanks for calling.
All right, bye, Karen.
Bye. All right. In the beginning was creator. You know what's really funny is that how it says here, in the beginning Elohim created the heavens and the earth. That's actually not correct. Like Bereshit, how it says in the beginning, it really means like creation establishment. Let's see if I can bring it up to where it let's see, H77 yeah, first, beginning, best, beginning. In the first, in place, time, order. Let's see. Ancient Hebrew. Inherit and head. Pictograph's a picture of a head, picture of a family or tribe. Beginning, head of space. But basically, it's not like the beginning of all time. It's like what it can be more accurately translated to is like the beginning of this place, like the creation of this place, this particular realm, creation establishment. Inheritance, inherit. So anyway, action 2, strong leaders, the earth. Created strong leaders, the earth. So it's like basically, in the beginning, created strong leaders, action 2. So the strong leaders are doing the action to create the earth, their creation establishment. So there you go. All right. So, there you go. There's a dome above our heads, yeah. I consider there to be a dome. That's just my opinion. I think the KJV was translated by Satan's evil men. The names, dates, and places were changed to deceive the whole world. Learn how to read the Holy Scripture in Hebrew if you want the real truth. Yeah, that's the thing. You have to go back to the Hebrew. And not modern Hebrew, ancient Hebrew. Ancient Hebrew. A sentence I thought I would never hear. LOL, fuck, I gotta open my Bible. I know, it's funny. Making and claiming your own belief system is the key to avoid the legal system we are ruled under today. Then you will live under natural law with a divine spark. I don't know if it has to be your own belief system. It just has to be in line with creation. I think it just has to be in line with creation. Whatever, you know. Doesn't even have to necessarily, it just has to be in line with, like what you said, natural law. Do no harm, cause no loss, and then take no shit. You know? Because that's what's, I mean, I was talking to Ted about this the other day. We were talking about it. It's like, you know, bad things happen when good men do nothing. Straight up. All of this stuff, all this bad stuff is happening, and people see stuff around them and know it's not right. They're just letting it happen. Bad things happen when good men do nothing. So, you know, it's It's, do no harm, cause no loss, and take no shit. And stand up for something. Nobody wants to stand up for anything. Everybody's worried about feelings and inclusiveness and inclusivities in the feelings. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with all that shit. Truth doesn't care about your feelings. We want Mac back. Aw, I know. Rest in peace, Mac. I miss Mac. We lost a lot of good people this last year, you guys. It's kind of crazy, right? Create a jewelry line for women flat earthers. I was making jewelry for a while. I do like to make jewelry. I got so many things I like to do. I just don't have time to do it all. I gotta pick something and stick with it, or else nothing's gonna get done. I'm like the jack of all trades. I got my hands in so many different things. I love to do so many different things that I've spread myself way too thin. Lunderground, it's a bit dumb to totally ignore the Bible, just as it is dumb not to think numbers have vibrant energy. Yeah. I'm still deciding on the melted versus crystalline growth debate of the mountains. What did they make melted buildings out of? Yeah. Listen, you want to go there? We did, Bob. We lost way too many good people. Rob Skiba, Mac Parhar, Mike, why am I drawing a brain fart? I was just talking about him earlier. Yeah, oh, 11/11 where y'all are? That's good, because I missed my 11/11. So happy 11/11. But yeah. Listen, that whole melted brick building thing. Yeah, Mike Helmick, thank you, Bob. I was totally having a brain fart. Yeah. So, anyway. Where was I? What was I saying? I totally forgot what I was saying because I started thinking about that. Yeah, we lost a lot of good people. I forget. Does anybody want to call in? 848-222-2480. Oh, the melted building thing. Yeah, okay, so check this out. Look, I'm not going to say that there aren't a couple of cases where a building was melted, because I don't know. But, I mean, come on. To say that entire mountain ranges are nothing but melted brick buildings, y'all are fucking tripping. And I know that, it caused, me going off about it that one day kind of caused a big shit stir. Not even really big. A little shit stir for anybody into that, and lost some friends. Now, and now people, because I didn't buy into their stupid melted brick building BS, they accused me of being corrupted by money. Now my event is a scam. Now my event is only put out there to rob people of their money. Now I'm this horrible person. Everything I do is horrible. When previously, the year before, all those same people were at my events. We were doing shows together. We were all friends. And then, it was all good. But the moment that Karen doesn't agree with their fantasy melted brick building bullshit, well, now I become like this horrible person, and I'm a scammer, and I'm a liar, and I'm corrupted by money because I don't agree with your crap. Okay? And that's nonsense. I really don't care. And it really, what upsets me is that these people aren't able to accept the fact that not everybody's gonna believe their bullshit or gonna have the same ideas. There are lots of people in this community that we don't agree with, I don't agree with. Not everybody agrees with me, nor should you. I don't agree with everybody that I watch. There's a lot of people I watch, I agree with some of it, or I don't agree with any of it. I watch a lot of stuff that I don't agree with. I watch the Vibes of Cosmos channel, even though I don't agree with it, because I watch it because I'm just looking, right? I look, because I want to make up my own decision about stuff, But when you guys go around and start saying, like, that to me was like a really, I don't know what's going on in this, with people now, but it's like they've become unsatisfied with what you're doing. Like, let me ask you guys a question. Any of you any content creator, anybody who makes videos, if all of this conflict went away, if everybody woke up and everybody, decided to fuck the government and the government went away and this place became great, what are you going to do with your time? If you didn't have to sit here and rail against the New World Order and all the lies going on anymore, what would you do? What would you do? Do any of you know what you would do? I know what I would do. I know exactly what I would do if I didn't have to be on here streaming or going, trying to spread truth, or if I didn't feel the need to do this. I know exactly what I would do if I didn't have to fight this fight anymore. If it all went away tomorrow, I know exactly what I would do, and I would be perfectly happy doing it. What are you gonna do? What would you do? I feel like a lot of these people make up these stories and they make up these conflicts and they make up these fantasies so that they can keep it going, so that they can keep their stuff interesting, so that they can perpetually stream about whatever fantasy stuff they want to fantasize about. And maybe it's not really even about truth anymore. Is it still about truth? I don't even know. I know exactly what I would do, and it would have nothing to do with live streaming, and I would be perfectly happy doing it. There's plenty of other ways. Even now, even here lately, I've been considering, like, why don't I just leave this? Because, I've been here for years. I've been here for 6, 7 years, in this, and then I had a channel for 5 years, and then the last 4 years, I've been putting on these events, and for the most part, the feedback's been really great about it. But then when it starts to get to a point where you're putting on these events, and then all of a sudden the people who are coming to your events and who are thanking you and who are telling you what a great time they had and thanks for organizing all of this, now they're turning on me and telling me that I'm corrupted and that whatever horrible things you people want to believe about me now because I don't agree with your fantasy bullshit. I'm just over it. Why should I continue to put myself through this and do all this stuff if people don't appreciate it, or if I'm just going to be attacked by the very people that I'm trying to do this stuff for, Why? Why should I? So even here lately, I'm thinking, that's why I'm telling you, this Flattoberfest, this one is going to be the last one in South Carolina for the foreseeable future. Maybe it'll come back later, but I'm done. I'm done because I don't want to, I only started doing this because I went to the Flat Earth International conferences and I loved it. I had a great time. It was life-changing. I got to meet all the people that I had been talking to online. I got to see that there were other people who were like me, who had the same thoughts and feelings, who questioned reality, and they weren't psychopaths. They weren't mental. They were normal people just like you and me. And that is so crucially important for people in this, for your state of mind, because when I first got into this and I first found out that the earth could be flat and I was questioning the globe and all that stuff, I literally thought I was losing my fucking mind. I thought I was going crazy. And I'm sure other people did too, but this is back in 2015. There were nowhere near as many channels as there are now. I mean, I remember having to wait days and days and days before a new Flat Earth video came out. I was like chomping at the bit, like, please somebody put something out, That's when I woke up. There wasn't shit out there. I was still trying to figure it out, And then I just wanted to meet other people, finally got to meet other people, and then I wanted to keep that ball rolling. So that's why I started doing events, because I know what it did for me, how life-changing it was for me to be around other people and to be in other people's physical space and share physical space and conversations and food and laughs and everything and stories with people in real life. To know that this is a real thing, that we aren't all out of our freaking minds. You know, we broke out, we broke out of that system, our paradigm broke down, and we come out on the other side of it good. But we're still living surrounded by people who are deep in the matrix. Every day, all of us have to deal with that, right? So what we need to be able to go around other people who think like us or who think outside of the box. You need to be around people like that, especially on a large scale, every once in a while, so that you can be reassured that you are not an insane person, that what you're doing, the way you're spending your time, your thoughts, your feelings, your frustration with this world the way it is, are validated, 100% validated. That is like the reason why I keep trying to do these events. But now it's like making everybody turn on me and shit. Everybody wants to like, whatever. Like, I don't want to deal with everybody and their drama and their hangups and people complaining about what's going on. I don't want to do that. I just wanted to set up these events so people could get together. They could, be in each other's spaces, make bonds and contacts and friendships with people that's going to last you your lifetime. Like, people that I have met at these conferences, they are my friends now for years. I've got lifetime friends, I feel like, from meeting these people in real life. Like, you can make really good friends online and not ever meet somebody, but it's never going to be the same as if when you're in the same physical space with somebody. Even the friends that I've made in Europe, right? Like, it's really, really hard to get back and forth now, especially now going across the ocean with people in Europe. But when I went over there, those times that I went over there, those times that those people came over here, that strengthens that bond. It strengthens that relationship. It strengthens those connections. And what they're doing right now with like making plane tickets super expensive and gas super expensive, it's like, I kind of felt like during COVID, the whole thing with them shutting down the airlines and the mask thing, like they're shutting it down. They don't want us to be able to travel and to get together and be with each other in each other's physical spaces, physically, in real life together. And I feel like they're still trying to still trying to stop us from doing that by increasing these gas prices and by increasing the prices of flights. They don't want us getting together. That's like the number one thing that they can't freaking stand. Right? Because when we get together and we make these friendships and these bonds, that makes us stronger, and it reinforces what we're doing here. Don't you feel good when all the things that you've been doing, all the breath that you've been wasting telling people about all the lies, don't you want to feel validated at least every once in a while that what you're doing, all this energy you're spending, is worthwhile? That's what this is all about. And I don't want to deal with everybody's bullshit. And I don't, and I feel like now, because I'm doing these events, like now I'm not supposed to say my opinion about what other people are saying or doing, about other people's, ideas. I mean, they're putting this stuff out there like it's truth. Now I'm not supposed to say what I think because I have an event and because I host events, and now, Karen, well, you're just corrupted. You're a shill, blah, 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 blah. You're gatekeeping. No, I'm not. I'm just saying my fucking opinion. And I don't care if you don't like it, okay? You don't have to like it. That's what this is all about, and I don't even mind having people, different people, like even the speakers that I've had at my events. I don't even agree with all the things that the speakers at my events say. But do you see me putting out a fucking disclaimer that says, oh, I don't agree with everything here. None of this represents my point of views, because it's not like, I don't care. You are all adults. You should all be smart enough and capable to go and listen to certain things and take from it what you want. You don't have to take everything as fucking truth from somebody's mouth, and you shouldn't. I'm not attacking anybody. Hey, Joe Davis, you really can't be shocked that people act toward you the way you act toward others. Attacking everyone who doesn't support you for years does have a cost after all. I'm not attacking anybody who doesn't support me. Please tell me where I'm attacking anybody who didn't support me. I am not. Everybody, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not attacking people who don't support me. What pisses me off is when I don't agree with people and then they want to turn around and attack me because I didn't buy into their bullshit ideas. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over people and their weird hangups and their idiosyncrasies and their neurotic behavior and their paranoia being pointed at the very people who are supposed to be with them side by side trying to uncover all these lies. You know, I'm just fucking over it. Anyway. I don't even remember why I was going off like that. But I'm just done, dude. I don't want to... I'm over it. Oh, okay, let me just take a deep breath here. Skiba exposed NASA Photoshop the box around the Earth. Yeah! Everyone forgot the take no shit part. Exactly, Ben. They did. Don't let your haters stop you. Fuck the hate. I know. You know, it's just really disappointing when you see people who you were considered friends and then they you know, they do a 180 on you because you don't support their fantasy ideas or you don't agree with something that they say. You know? I don't care. It blows my mind. We should be past that by now. I mean, and I will say that I did not, you know, I wasn't the nicest about it. I did say it was retarded. But I was just saying my opinion. That's just what I think. You know, why should I censor myself? Just because am I supposed to censor myself? Am I supposed to like hide my true feelings about stuff? Is that what you guys want from me? Do you want me to hide my true feelings and not say what I really think about things? Because I feel like that's the whole point of this, is for me to say what I think about stuff. In the group chat where you and others launch attacks on others such as the FE Corps. What the fuck are you talking about? Filed false strikes against... That's not filing a false strike. FE Corps is a company, and if you're using the logo, you're violating copyright claims, and that's not a false strike. I'm gonna hide you because you're obviously just a troll and you're full of shit. And I'm surprised that my moderators let you sit in there so long. You know, if you're using the FE Corps name and you're using the FE Corps logo, you're violating copyright. That is not a false takedown claim. You're violating copyright. You're using a logo that is not yours. And you're using material that is not yours. Straight up. Hey, Flat Earth Reset, go fuck yourself. Seriously, go fuck yourself. You add nothing to the conversation. You're just a troll. I really don't care what you say. Park satellites. And also, too, the reason I went off about the whole melted brick building, that thing set me off, is because I was asking questions and I was being nice in that melted brick building group, and that dipshit moron guy muted me and then kicked me out for asking questions. Respectful questions. I wasn't even arguing. I wasn't even name calling. I did nothing of the sort. I was trying to get where they were coming from. What a waste of fucking time that was. And then I got muted and kicked out of the group. And now I'm the one who's attacking people for disagreeing with me. Get bent. Get bent. I really don't care. Oh, Brian Stavely will be live on Benjamin Balderson's channel today at 7. So what do you guys, what's it called? What are you guys going to talk about? Are you going to talk about the Mandela effect? The Mandela? So there you go. Brian on Ben's channel tonight at 7. That should be cool. You guys should check out Benjamin Balderson on YouTube and Rockfin. Why don't you give Ben a sub? He's an interesting guy. He's one of my speakers at Flattoberfest this year. And I've already thought of some other speakers that I'm gonna invite, and I already know that people are probably gonna have a fit about who I'm gonna invite, and I don't care. You know why? Because I decided to take Cammie's advice and I'm gonna honey badger it, and I'm not gonna give a fuck. And I'm just gonna do what I wanna do. Gonna discuss the fabric of reality. I really, yeah. Look, and you know what too? And I'm just gonna say right now, I know I have a potty mouth. It's who I am. I have tried to not cuss so much, but it just comes out. And I'm sorry if you don't like the cussing. I do want to say thank you to Kyle Adams for watching my show. I know that you don't like cussing. I don't think I've ever heard a dirty word come out of that man's mouth. I'm surprised he even watches my show or can stand to watch it. But thanks for watching. And I've had some Christians, tell me, "Oh, you're alienating all the Christians because you're dropping F-bombs and S-bombs and blah, blah, blah." Well, I'm not trying to alienate Christians. I like Christians. I'm Christian friendly. Like I said, I'm even reading the Bible, but I am who I am and I can't change who I am for anybody. Like, I don't know how to do anything but be who I am. Don't you get that? Do you guys get that? I don't know how to be anybody but who I am. And that includes using curse words. Yeah, 0 fucks given. Exactly, no despair bear. I just, I can't. So anyway, I've been thinking a lot about the direction I want to take with whatever this is I'm doing. I don't even know. I can't even, if somebody that I didn't know was to ask me, "Hey, what do you do?" I don't even know what I would say. What would I even say? God, I have no idea. But I just know that I don't know. It's time to mix it up. So we're going to do Flattoberfest in South Carolina this year, October 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It's going to be great. I'm going to have quite a variety of speakers for you there this year. I think you all are going to enjoy it. Okay? And then I don't know if there's going to be an event for sure the following year for 2023. If there is, it'll probably be West Coast. And then after that, I don't know if I'll keep going. Honestly, I think I don't even know if there'll be a Flattoberfest past this one. It's becoming increasingly difficult to set up and hold these live events because of the world situation, logistics, cost of traveling, blah, blah, blah. It's like, getting everybody together for a weekend like this, it's fucking awesome, but it is no small feat. And a lot of people are hurting financially right now. And so I don't know if the events are going to be able to keep going, I mean, unfortunately, the world we live in does require some sort of fiat to function. So oh boy. I thought the ringer was turned off on that phone. Sorry, you guys. Come on. Alright. Sorry. So anyway, does anybody else want to call in? Oh, I do have callers. Oh my god, you guys have been on hold for a long time. I'm so sorry. Dr. Law, what's up?
No worries, Queen Bee.
I kind of
Hello?
went off. Yeah, I'm here. I kind of went off on a tangent. Kind of vented a little
It's
bit.
okay. Yep, you got to vent once in a while, Queen Bee. But just take deep breaths in, let them out slowly.
Yeah. So what's up?
But anyway,
Law?
just calling you to see if you. Lowry just said that they might make it there late Wednesday night or Thursday.
Oh yeah.
So you guys going to be there?
Yeah, for Sarah and Griff moving here, of course. Of course.
Okay. Hopefully it's either Wednesday or Thursday. I can do those days. But if it comes to Friday, it's going to be tough because I've got company and coming to my house. My brother's coming to my house. Well, my brother in Spartanburg, not my brother in Michigan who just had a quadruple bypass.
Right.
Okay, so, okay, I just wanted to check and make sure with you on that, and I wanted to call and let you know that I feel you. I understand what you're going through, and I want to talk to the people who are listening. I want to say something to them, Karen. Hey, you guys, I've known Karen for a little bit, but just in a little bit of time I've known her, she's very authentic and genuine. I don't understand the mentality of people. We are out there for our own truth, not someone else's. And if you're going to go take someone else's word, then you're just a sheep, just like these people out there who we're trying to wake up, our own brothers and sisters. You guys need to grow a pair and man the fuck up because it's all we got. This is a beautiful place, but you're just making it bad. This is terrible. Stop the fighting and let's get it on. Let's have a good time. We're here for a short little bit.
Yeah.
Let's make the best of it.
Yeah. I agree.
That's my rant. That's my rant, Queen Bee. We got your back, so don't worry.
You're the best, Law.
No. We're the best. There's no you or me. It's we.
You're right. It is we.
Okay. I don't do anything for me. I want to do it for us.
Exactly.
It's for us.
Exactly.
Because what you were saying, that exactly what the fuck you're going to do at the end of it all?
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to do, too. I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same thing I'm doing now. I'm just going to do it for everyone. Because to see people happy makes me happy. Period. That's the end of the story. You know me, Karen. I mean, it's not about me. It's about you guys. The next, we're going to pass it on. Why a little bit of disagreements? Why are we getting all our panties wadded up? This just makes no sense to me. Please, guys, please, 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 listen to what Karen's saying. And if you don't like it, don't listen. But it's just another opinion. It's her truth, not yours. Just wake up. We're supposed to be the awakened ones, but we're still sleeping because we're fighting.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
All right, Queen Bee, that's all. I mean, I hate to rant. That was my rant, but love your show. Don't worry about the weight. I was listening to you vent, and I can feel every ounce of emotion coming through there. And you're right, we're all, human. We need to, words, curse words, there's nothing but words. But when you mean it in a certain way, then it becomes kind of hurtful. But I don't think you mean it in that way. It's just your terminology, your vocabulary. That's what you have in your repertoire. So it's okay for me. But anyone else who gets offended and things like that, hey, grow a pair. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Thanks, Law.
Yep. You have a good one, Queen Bee, and we'll talk to you soon. I hope to see you in a couple of days. Okay.
Oh, you will.
Oh yeah. By the way, are you Ted, and is Brian coming too? Because I need to get a head count from you guys, from your side.
Well, Ted I know has to work. I'm not sure about Brian. I haven't talked to him about it yet. And then I also have to, and then I'm also going to talk to Jack and see if Jack and his boys are going to be able to come help. So Sarah is saying that they're planning to get into town Wednesday and that the unloading and moving stuff will be Thursday. So it's looking like Thursday is like pretty much the day.
Okay, I'm going to call Sarah and make sure, and just give me a head count for you guys over that way, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'll see you then.
All right, Law, thank you.
All right, later.
All right, bye.
All right, later, Queen Bee.
Awesome. Law's the best. There was another call on here. If anybody wants to call in, it's open. I'll try to look at the thing more often so I don't leave you guys hanging there for so long. I'm sorry. But Law's the best. We shouldn't be tearing one another down. We should be lifting one another up. I agree with that for the most part, but when I hear people saying something that to me is not true or doesn't resonate as true at all, I'm gonna say it, and that's gonna be my opinion. And you guys can do with it what you will. Like, you know, there are certain things that people have been that are trendy right now that people are into, and they think that there could be truth to it. I don't spend my time in those areas because I don't think that there's a there. That's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but I'm going to say what I think about stuff. And I'm not doing it if I don't agree with something or if I think something's is completely wrong. I'm not doing it to tear people down. I'm doing it because my purpose here is to find the truth about this place. So if I see an avenue or a thought process that, in my opinion, doesn't lead to the truth or is being misled by something false or false information or a misunderstanding of something, then I'm going to say it. Because you don't build anybody up by enabling them to go down the wrong path if you think that is the wrong path. In my opinion, that's not enabling. I mean, that's not helping, I should say. It's not helping. So if I see something that I think is not true, or if I feel like there's people are being misled by something, I'm going to say it. Why shouldn't I? I could be wrong, but then it'll come out. It'll come out that I'm wrong. I've, over the past few years, I've been wrong about tons of shit. And I've had to delete videos that I made because I was wrong about shit. Okay? That's just how it goes when you're learning stuff. None of us know anything. We're all just trying to figure it out. So that's just how it works. Now, maybe, I will admit, I was not very nice, but I was ticked off because somebody muted me and kicked me out for asking questions in a respectful manner. And that pissed me off. That's just how it is. So yeah, I got bent and I said some mean things. But, but the fact of, and maybe it wasn't the nicest way to go about it, but the fact of the matter is that my opinion about that subject is still the same. I will not spend my time looking at rocks and wondering how they got melted, how they became, and assuming that they were bricks and wondering how they got melted into rocks. I mean, what a backwards way of thinking. I'm not going to spend my time doing that because I don't think that there's any value to that. Okay? I just don't. Yeah. And I'll admit that I can be mean about stuff, and I get it. I get it. I never claimed to be the nicest person. I never claimed to be the queen of nice. I never claimed to be like the all, omnipotent, about, that's not me. I'm a person, I'm a human, just like the rest of you. I have opinions, I have thoughts, and some of them I feel very passionately about. And some things trigger me, just like some things trigger, everybody gets triggered by something different. Okay, so when I see people who are denying the creation, which is what I think that is, or belittling it somehow, that to me is not going down the path of truth. And that's just my opinion. Anyone know what to do with a robin hatching? Was grabbed by a crow and dropped. Someone else. I don't know anything about robins. You can, Annie D, you can take it to an animal rescue and they'll feed it, or you can feed it yourself. There's baby bird food you can get where it's like powder form and you mix it with water and you get a little syringe, like a medicine syringe, not one with a needle, like a medicine syringe, and then you can feed the bird that way. You could do it. And then you could have a pet robin. That would be so cool. The Great Pyramid no longer... I would be building my farm. Exactly. And opinions can change upon new information. I agree. Your Aquarius rising rebellious. Does Aquarius rising make you rebellious? Because I've been like that my whole freaking life, and that would totally make sense. I don't know if I've ever... Yeah, I don't know. That totally makes sense, though. I've been a chronic nonconformist most of my life. I've always had problems with authority. I've never liked being told what to do. Never, ever, ever, ever. I still don't like it. Gregory May, I love you, Karen. Thank you for the tip, Greg. I've been to every one of your conferences and I always have a time of my life. I love connecting with like-minded people. Thank you for all the hard work you've done. Thank you, Critical Inception. Cheers for that. Cheers for that. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I'm glad that you've always had good times at my events, because that's all I ever wanted, is for everybody to have a good time. I just want people to get together and just have a great time. That's like why I do it. That's why, I say I throw the parties I want to be at. I want, I do these events because I want to go to them. Except whenever, for me, it's more work whenever it's happening. So it's really not, it's more fun for everybody else than it is for me. And sometimes I know I'm like super busy and people try to talk to me and I can't because I'm so wrapped up in trying to make sure the event goes well. And it can be really overwhelming, but that's why I do it. Oh, JM's back. Thank you for calling. Coffee Talk JM, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? And can you hear me now?
Yes, you sound great now. Much better.
Thank you. Thank you. I much appreciate it. And yes, I've been to 2 of your events and had the time of my life and met some really, really cool people and got to hang out with people that I've chatted with online and then see them face to face and, develop some actual friendships with offline now. It's been great. So I hope you can keep doing it. It just sucks with all the bullshit they're doing to make fucking travel anywhere as difficult as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they're trying to just break everybody down to where, hey, you're just going to be stuck in your little towns and cities and you're not going to go anywhere unless we tell you can go somewhere. It's getting fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I would like to share with you kind of what my thoughts are on what I think is happening in this place. This place we live in, the Earth realm, it's not a planet. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's alive. The Earth itself is alive, just like we're alive, just like our animals are alive, our plants are alive. The actual Earth itself is alive. That's what our Creator made. He also gave us the ability, in my opinion, to work in this place and work with that. And almost like a magic. I mean, there was the one point in Scripture when Jesus is walking and he goes up to the fig tree and commands the fig tree to produce fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And the people and his disciples around him, the people around him looked at him like he was crazy. What are you doing, Jesus? Or Christ, whatever name, is the correct name. He's basically telling them, hey, that when I command this tree to bear fruit, it's supposed to bear fruit. They're like, that's not how it works. And he's like, well, there's the problem. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how this place was designed. And then, of course, he cursed the tree and it, no longer produced fruit and died. But I say that because I think the fallen one, Lucifer, Satan, whatever we want to call him and his minions are trying to turn this place the exact opposite of a life-giving, a live place, and turn it to a dead place and make everything a machine, make everything just non-living. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Yes. The whole transhumanism thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Robots replacing people.
What they're doing. Look what they're doing with our currency. Crypto. I don't want to get into a crypto trip, but let's be honest. Well, you got to mine crypto. Well, where do you mine crypto? Well, that's done by computers in the digital world. Oh, so it's not fucking real then, right?
No. But neither is the fiat.
Exactly. But look at the stage. We started off exchanging gold and silver and other coins and copper.
Mm-hmm.
Then we took that and went, well, instead of, because the gold and copper gets heavy and big and all that stuff, instead of doing that, we, the banks, the government, we're going to hold the gold and silver and give you this paper currency. See how nice and easy it is to carry around?
Yeah.
We're still going to give you your gold shekels, your dollar coins and nickel or quarters and things like that. But they switched it that way, and we went, okay, that's cool. And then what was it, in the 70s they went to the fiat currency, was it not? Got off the gold standard?
No, that was like in the 50s. Because I have a dollar bill that's like, I think it's a 40s or 50s dollar bill, and it still says silver note in front on top instead of "In God We Trust."
Yep. Then they ripped the actual anything physical attached to the paper currency to go full fiat. Now they're pushing to just go full. There's nothing.
Yeah.
You got your code, you got your card, which then will eventually be switched to, well, you've got to have your mark, in my opinion, to be able to do anything with that currency.
Yeah, see, here's where there's something going on here that's like, it's like a very fine, nuanced thing that I think a lot of people are missing. There's a difference, I think, between digital currency and cryptocurrency. The CBDC, the central bank digital currency that they're trying to push, that's bad. Okay? But the cryptocurrency where you hold your own keys and you're in charge of the money, that's different. Okay? Nobody can stop you from using your crypto. Nobody can take your crypto. Okay? But when you go to a central bank digital currency, that's going to be on a different system. It's going to be, they're going to have their hands all over that bullshit. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the difference there?
Yeah, I've looked into that, but here's the problem that I have with that analogy, which it's fine. I do believe what you're saying is correct, but at the end of the day, what is your store going to go to when you go in to buy something? Let me ask you this, Karen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know Mark Dice is the shill. Everybody says he is. But he goes out on the street and goes to offer people a candy bar or a friggin'
A
silver coin
thing. Yep,
that's
I saw
worth
that.
over $1,000. They take the friggin' candy bar every time.
I saw that. Yeah, that blew my mind. I know exactly what you're talking about.
The store is not going to take your crypto. Sorry, this isn't the government-rated currency. It's worthless. So what does it matter that it's protected and has all of the ability to not be shut down?
Well, because they have ways for you to take that crypto and convert it to fiat and spend it. Like there's cards you can get where you convert your crypto to fiat and then you load your card with it and then you go spend it like a Visa.
They eliminate the fiat, though, is what I'm saying. Once they eliminate the fiat currency, because in my opinion, that's one of their goals they're looking to do. They want to get rid of this fiat currency.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get rid of the paper. They want to get rid of the fiat. They want to go to that digital currency. Mm-hmm. Easier to control, easier to keep people in line. Yeah, now they can shut your bank account off. That's pretty easy, but doesn't quite look too good for them when they do that. Look what's happened in Canada when they shut down all those truckers' bank accounts. That put a real hickey on them. Of course, not much, because clearly people haven't done shit about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's just all, in my opinion, ways that they do things to just start warming up the water so the frogs keep boiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got the truckers, and then we shut down their bank accounts, and people are like, oh, that's so bad, that's so bad. But other than people going, oh, that's so bad, there's nobody going to the government offices going, hey, what are you doing? Nobody broke any laws. How do you have any right to shut down their bank accounts?
Well, I don't know what it is in Canada, but Canada's got something different going on than the United States. They don't have the same stuff.
Yeah, but look here in the States.
Yeah, okay.
They do the same crap here.
Yeah. I mean, everything's already pretty digital. Like, everybody already does their online banking through the internet, through the computer, all the ATMs. I mean, hardly anybody's carrying cash, really. Most people are already using digital money. Right?
Sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, I still use cash, but yeah, a lot of people, I mean, it's funny when I go to buy stuff and I pull cash out, the cashier looks at me like, what is that stuff?
Yeah, I do try to use cash too. I use cash too. I mean, I had the AC guy come and check my system, and I paid him in cash, and he was like, "All right." I was like, "He's like, cash, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "If they don't want me to use cash, well, then I'm gonna use it more." You know, so I do that. I do use cash.
My son started doing a side business. He's working his regular job, but he starts doing a side business on his time off. And he's telling me, I was like, oh, so you're getting cash paid? And he goes, no, a lot of people are paying me with this app and that app and all these apps. I'm like, oh. He goes, oh yeah, I go on there and they get my whatever they get, and they just boom, and the money's right there, and I transfer it to my account. I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I'm letting him know, hey, look, you need to keep track of that cash coming in that comes in through those systems, because they report to the nice folks at the government. And you want to make sure you have your stuff in line, because if you don't, the government likes to get up all in your business.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they do.
But please keep doing your events. They are very good. It just sucks because of these plane tickets, which I'm hoping something happens, but I'm not holding my breath for anything changing on the fuel side of things.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it might only get worse. But we'll see.
Well, hey, Joey's talking about temporarily getting rid of the federal tax on the gas.
Oh, really? Well, we'll see about that.
If they do it, it'll lead to another crisis when they cry they can't afford to repair the roads anymore.
Oh, God. Well, if they do that and everybody falls for it, then people are really lost because the states make their own roads. The states take care of that, not the feds. Whatever.
And we all see how well a lot of roads around this country are looking lately.
Yeah. South Carolina's roads are tore up.
Well, just come to Houston. I mean, if they're not working on the freeway today or one of the roads today, give it a week. They'll be working on it. They never stop working on roads.
Oh my gosh,
here.
85
They're
over here has been under
construction
for like 3 or 4 years. I don't think it ever ends. It's like they have to keep spending money so they can keep getting the money put in their budget. I mean, it's just the inefficiency of the state. You know what? You know who's going to build the roads if they don't charge us taxes anymore? If there was, you know who'd build the roads? Probably people who are way more efficient and way more competent than the people who are building the roads now. That's who's going to build the fucking roads. Okay? People who aren't being put to work by the state and you know, being fed by a third party government that just wants to, you know, leech as much money out over time as possible. I mean, I think things would become so much more efficient if there was no government. That's just my opinion.
Well, there's a lot that needs to be done. There's a freeway here in Houston called 290. When I moved here in 1988, that freeway was under construction. My dad told me, he goes, son, this is 290. It's under construction all the time. It'll be under construction till the day I die. My dad died about 1.5 years ago. Guess what, Karen? That freeway's still under fucking construction.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly.
But that goes back to the complete inefficiency of the way they run the system.
Oh, yeah. It's literally retarded. It's retarded. Which just means slow.
Yeah. I was chatting with one of my family members yesterday, and he brought up something, and he goes, you remember a couple years ago when this whole COVID thing came down, and I came over and chatted with you, and you were very distraught. And I looked at him, and I said, well, you're damn right I was. And he goes, well, I'm a little concerned because, you know, it looks like there's a lot of stuff going on now, and you know, you seem to be a little negative. I'm like, no, I'm not negative. I'm just letting you know and letting people know about what's going on. And he goes, well, I'm just worried you're going to go down a wrong path. And I said, let me explain something to you. I said, everything I told you was bullshit about COVID 2 years ago. Correct. Everything from your beloved Billy Gates to the Dr. Fauci to the juice that you put in your body. Oh, that doesn't mean anything. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I know a whole lot more now. I know a whole lot more what to look at and go, all right, we can't be freaking out. We can't be fearful of this stuff, but we have to know. We have to understand what's happening. We have to understand what's going on. We have to share it with people. We have to get our own group of people that understand this, because there's going to be a separation, in my opinion, between the people plugged into the matrix and the people that are just like, we're done. We're going to go to live the way we're supposed to live here. We don't want to live like this.
I think there already is a separation.
Yeah, but how far can we get out of the matrix itself? That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. You know what? I'm still even torn about getting out of it versus doing like what Neo did when he's in that hallway and there's the agents at the end of the hallway, and then Neo just looks at the agents and it's like, well, he could turn around and run, or instead he turns around and faces him and he runs into the agent, dives in and blows him up from the inside out. I feel like that's what we need to do rather than run and hide, because where are we going to go? You know, where are we going to go? And why should we leave? We're not the ones making it suck. They're the ones making it suck. They should leave. This is my opinion.
That's a good analogy.
You know?
You know, I brought that up too I was with my family yesterday, and I brought that up. You know, my son just got back from his trip that he took with his girlfriend and her family to Hawaii, and I told everybody there, I was like, you know, my son, I'm so proud of him. They're like, yeah, that's great. He went to Hawaii. I said, what's even better is he brought a level on the plane flight. My stepdad looks at me and goes, well, why did he do that? And I explained to him, you know, how a plane can't fly level if it's on a ball. And it went completely over his head. Completely over his head. My other family members are kind of looking at me. I'm like, let that wrap around your brain for a little bit. He flew from California, where the layover was, to Hawaii on a ball, as you believe, and it was level the whole flight until they descended towards the airport. Explain to me how that works on a ball.
Yeah.
And he even got some people on the flight kind of looking over and just kind of peeking in what was going on. But I'm like, that's friggin' fantastic. So back to what you were saying about jumping into the agent. Yeah. I mean, we need to work on that analogy or that idea more and work more with our youth, our children, educate them to what's going on.
Exactly.
I'm so proud of my son because he brings me things. I've never forced any of this stuff down his throat. I've always discussed with him and shared with him what I've discovered, but never forced any of it on his throat. And I know through his own research and looking into stuff, he's like, yeah, what science told me was crazy. This is reality.
Yeah.
Which goes back to this whole realm. Like I said, I think they're trying to destroy the life in it. Look what they're doing to the skies. Look what they're doing to the water. Look what they're doing to our food supply. Trying to destroy it.
Yeah,
destroy
exactly.
everything.
Yep. I don't think they'll be successful.
Like I said, I think... Oh, go ahead.
I said I don't think they'll be successful, though. That's just... I just don't.
No, I know they won't. But I think the end game of what the Fallen One wants is because he cannot create like the Creator can. He cannot even create and manifest like we can.
Right.
And I think that's a big part of his jealousy. We are so much more powerful in ways that he isn't. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying I want him come knocking on my door and go, hey, I heard you didn't think I was so much of a badass. Let's go toe to toe. That's not what I'm wanting to do.
But
not inviting him,
But I believe,
you know,
though, that we are that strong. I feel like if that did happen to one of us, any one of us who is awake and aware of who we really are, could take that challenge on.
And that's a lot, too, what I tell people, because I'll be honest with you, Karen, I'm just getting to the point now, I'm just dropping flat earth on people, and I'm thinking about it going, oh, my God, a year ago, I wouldn't even say anything to anybody that was a quote-unquote normie that I didn't know. Now I'm just dropping it on people.
Yeah.
And when they come back and go, well, why would they do that? And I explain to them, and I'm like, look, and I was trying to explain some of that a little bit to my family yesterday. I'm like, once you realize this, the Creator becomes so much closer. Our lives become so much better when you understand that. And you dig more into getting an understanding of who He is. And then you connect more with the life here. You connect more with the animals here. And life becomes alive. Not because you got more toys or more screens to stare into, because you really start to see what this place is really like and the magic that's here. Even with the animals. My animals have taught me and my son so much. And they're just dogs.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, you know, look at all the animals you guys have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love my animals.
Yeah. Is it work? Is there sometimes at 3 o'clock in the morning when they nudge you, I got to go outside right now. There's something out there.
Or they got to go potty in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? They're like little children. It's like, okay, that's fine. And it seems like 2 minutes later they're done. But it's the life they bring into it. Absolutely. And it's just, and that's so much what the quote unquote flat Earth has done. At least for me, anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
Made me appreciate this place more.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It made me appreciate this place. It made this place like 1,000 times more interesting than it ever was to me before. Oh. But hey, JM, it's 1:10 p.m. I need to start wrapping it up. I didn't realize how late it was.
Oh, shoot, my bad. Yeah, no, not a problem. Thank you very much. And my nephew, yesterday, I asked him, I said, Alex, so did you dig deeper into Chief Crow? And he gets a big smile on his face. He goes, I really like Chief Crow. That's some good stuff.
Awesome.
I was like, oh, yeah. It's like, check out... Yeah. I told him, I said, check out Conspiracy Music Guru and check out Media Bear. That's some other good stuff.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. All right, JM.
That and his girlfriend's a flat earther, too.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Karen. Appreciate you.
Thanks, JM. Talk to you later.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, man. It's already after 1 o'clock, so I'm going to close my phones. Should start wrapping it up. It's been quite a long show. And I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk. The biggest deserts on Earth are the poles. It's very rarely snow, so it's not strange the ice disappeared. They were green in the past. It's a big cycle. Maybe Antarctica will open the summer gate. Possible. You know, they talk about what this place was like a long time ago, how there used to be more oxygen. Supposedly there was more oxygen in the atmosphere. I don't know about that. A lot of people, 111. Oh, I just missed it. It's 112 now. I keep missing all my numbers because I'm yammering. But, there's a lot of talk about how, like, years in the past or in the past, thousands of years in the past, that the atmosphere was different. There was more oxygen in the atmosphere. How do we know that? How do we know that? Do you know how they take samples from how they tell you, or how they think they can tell what the oxygen in the atmosphere was like? They take core samples from rocks and then they test the core samples from rocks. So why do the rocks now, that could be a totally accurate way to judge what the atmosphere was like on the Earth, but why? Why does that work? Why do the rocks tell us about the atmosphere of Earth? Do you know what I'm saying? 4 more hours. Bob, you're tripping. You want to join me, Bob? So, how do we know that? How do we know how much oxygen was in the atmosphere in the past? Because I read these articles and they're like, oh, scientists go and they test core samples of layers of rock, and then they look at what's in this core samples, and that's how they determine what the oxygen levels were in the atmosphere thousands of years ago. I don't know how they come to that conclusion. How is that a valid way to find out? You know what I mean? It sounds like more pseudoscience to me. So I don't know. about that whole there used to be more oxygen in the atmosphere, because a lot of flat earthers are saying, a lot of people are saying it because of the titans, the giants, people who are into the looking into giants and no trees on flat, or no forests on flat earth, which is another video that triggered me. But that they're saying because of the trees were larger, like it was a, and I can't confirm or deny this, but look at how they're telling us, look at what they find out, how they're finding this stuff out, you guys. Does that seem like a legitimate way to decipher what the atmosphere was like thousands of years ago? Or is it made up? Like, I don't know. How much of this stuff can we look at? This is what really, this is what makes it so difficult. Like, everything, when you talk about science in general, like the field of science and science studies and everything that's going on, I mean, it covers everything. There is so much going on, and there's so many little, little fine minutia and different little areas about what people think. So how do we know this? So when I see people who are, looking into these other subjects, alternative history subjects, and they talk about, well, we know that there was more oxygen in the atmosphere thousands of years ago. Well, how do you know that? You're getting that information from mainstream science, who drills into the ground and analyzes the core of layers of rock to see, and so how do you know that that's real? And the other part of that too is like, we know that layers of rocks, like they assume that these layers of rocks where you go down so deep is X amount of millions of years ago. But we don't know that. These layers could have been made rapidly in a very short time, like i.e. from a biblical flood. I mean, when I look at these different geological formations, and every once in a while I'll read an article on geology.com where they're talking about the way things talk. And I talked about this a little bit last week with these like salt mountains, or these certain types of mountains, and they recreated it just by filling up a tank with water and letting the water drain slowly, right? And then it formed these same types of structures, So to me, it seems like there's a lot of stuff that when you read between the lines, you look at what they're saying. If you read between the lines and you kind of take a little bit from here and a little bit from there, I mean, you could see how a lot of this stuff could have happened all at once during one time, during that section of time when there was a flood, when the earth was flooded, so I don't know. Ice core samples. Yeah. So how do we know that? How do we know? And here's the other part of that too. Here's the other part of that whole thing with the oxygen. There was more oxygen, so things were bigger. Oxygen, like is not even how do we know that oxygen is what makes things bigger? Now, there was one thing that Stellium 7 pointed me to, where there were some experiments that people did with like insects and stuff, where they raised insects in an oxygen-rich environment or something like that, and it caused them to grow a little bit larger. So, but I don't know. Yeah. Separating the repeatable facts from the theoretical bullshit is challenging. They mixed and matched all the concepts and ran wild, and there are some underlying true facts to be found. Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. How do you it's so difficult to weave through that shit and try to figure out what's real and what's not. And a lot of the times it's almost like, I feel like, we're just babes in the woods. We're starting from square one, It's hard to say how much of the stuff that science has given us is true and what's not. More CO2 makes plants grow like crazy, and then they say more oxygen makes like the life forms grow like crazy. But then, if the trees were big too, then does that mean that it was more oxygen? Could that still happen in an oxygen-rich environment? If the trees were bigger too, there would have to be more CO2 as well. It would have to be more oxygen and more CO2. I don't know, man. We are babes in the woods. Yeah, exactly. So I don't even know why I started talking about that. Anyway, I need to wrap it up. 1:18. It's late. I've been running my mouth for quite some time now, and I'm sure you all have better things to do with your time at this point, so we'll wrap it up. Thank you all for joining me here. I do appreciate ice core doesn't work either because different gases compress at different temps. Exactly, then it's a balance always. I'm sorry, I'm going to Rockfin to catch up on your comments. That means it was a lot more CO2 on the plane at that time. Larger plant life would need CO2. Exactly! See, so that whole story contradicts itself, that if there was more oxygen then the living things would be there, but it doesn't make sense. If there's more oxygen leading to giant animal life, how is it supported with enough plant life? Yeah! So I don't know. So maybe, interesting subject. That's something to go into more. That's an interesting thing. You know? How has the climate or this world, this creation changed over time? Was it always like this in the beginning? I mean, it couldn't have been this way from the very beginning, because if there was a big flood, you know, which is talked about in many different cultures, not just Christian, but if there was a worldwide flood, that would have definitely changed the landscape from creation establishment to now. So anyway, something to think about, you guys. I really appreciate all of you hanging out with me and spending time with me and calling in and listening to me rant. And I want you all to have a wonderful, fantastic week or strength. They call it a week, but you know, that's one of those spells, you know. It's a week, and then at the end of the week, you're weakened. No. Have a good strength and be strengthened at the end of your week, and have a wonderful day, and vibrate high. Just try to stay positive. Do no harm. Take no loss. Do no harm. Cause no loss. Take no shit. That's what I wanted to say. Zach is putting together a demo for gases on Flattoberfest. Yay! That's going to be awesome. Awesome. All right. Anyway, you guys, thank you for being with me. I really appreciate all of you talking, hanging, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow night back here with Mark Sargent for another edition of Strange World. So anyway, have a good one, y'all. Cheers. And for those who wish to send me stuff through snail mail, you can use P.O. Box 10, Earl, North Carolina, 28038. Also, links below for donations and merch if you are interested in that. Anything at all is greatly appreciated. I do appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Also, please go to flatearthfestivals.com for all information about Flattoberfest 2021 and other Flat Earth Festival events. You can email me about Flat Earth Festivals at flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com, and for everything else, you can email me at karenbfe@protonmail.com. Thank you for being here.